Very good evening, sir. Very good evening to everyone. And we shall start our session exactly at 7:30. And I shall be at the start only discuss what we are going to discuss in the entire 3 hours of session today. Initial part, just to give you the brief, we will be discussing the detailed discussion on course content, which is there in the course. For maybe that may go for 1 hour, after which three important technical discussion which will happen, which should be there fundamentally to make your fundamentals strong. To have a good fundamentals, we shall be discussing those three important technical concepts. Even before we get into this, we shall have a roadmap and detailed course discussion for 1 hour, after which we shall be going for the actual technical concepts. So today we expect all of you to stay till the end. Initially, since we discuss the course content, please don't drop off, because after which technical discussions will also happen. And coming to 4th October, we did not had any class that day, so you need not to worry. Fine, guys. So maybe in the next 5 minutes we shall be starting. Till then, kindly be seated in some isolated place without any distraction, because we shall be kick-starting our journey today. Fine, guys. So thank you so much, and again we shall meet in the next 4 to 5 minutes exactly at 7:30. All right.
Hey, hello everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. So let me know in the chat from where you're watching this, because this is a live session online and we don't know from where you're watching. So please let me know. Oh, Bengaluru, Canada, Chennai, Pakistan, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Uttarakhand, Bihar. Nice. Nice. New York. And that's the beauty about online sessions, right? People joining from all over the world. Nice. Okay, a lot of people from US this time. Is it because the time was a time that it's early morning, if I'm not wrong? Oh, that's great. Oh, 10 a.m. Okay, that's good. So it's 10 a.m. in New York. Great. In Canada, it's also 10 a.m. Okay. Yeah, finally shifted to Bangalore. This is my, okay, this is the first look, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, in the last session, I was there in Mumbai. In fact, if you have joined the earlier batch, I was doing this from my office. I don't know why there's no light here. Just a second, everyone, if to check if the microphone is correct. Yeah, microphone is good. How is the audio quality? Is it good? Is it good?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so once again, everyone, welcome back to this batch. And this is our second Java batch. The first one is still running, which has a different targets. For this batch, this is a job guarantee batch. Now, is this since this is our first session and not a lot of people know about this course. So what we are doing is the first session, which we are doing now, is going live on YouTube. Further session will not be going live, don't worry. Okay, so only this session is going live, and I'll be going live in next 10 seconds. Okay, everything is ready there. I just have to click on go live, and the same session, you can watch it on Zoom or YouTube, that's your choice. But I would say, why not Zoom, right? Okay, so we are going live now, and we'll talk about all the things about this batch and different stuff. Anyway, we have done with the induction, right, on day one, which was Monday. We have talked about certain things about this batch, but we have yet to talk about the curriculum, which we will discuss today itself. And we'll talk about why you have to learn those technologies, why we have included that in the course, and what should be your mindset when you do this course. Okay. See, okay, let me just go live and then discuss. Okay, it seems I am live on YouTube. If you can confirm this, Sushil and Harsh, if we are live properly. Is my video
Yes, sir.
stuck? That's
No,
weird.
no, sir. You're live.
Okay. Am I live on YouTube? That's great. Yeah, on Zoom it says I'm live. Okay, on YouTube also it says I'm live. Okay, that's great. That's great. So welcome back, everyone, people watching on Zoom and on YouTube as well. So this is our day one, officially day two, but then in terms of course content, this is our first day for the Java full stack. In fact, full stack Java course. Now, one of the amazing thing about this course is not just about Java. It's about, if you want to be a developer, if you want to work in the industry, of course, this is a job guarantee course. And if you say you want to work in the industry, you don't just need a Java skill set. And a lot of people think, hey, if you know core Java, if you know how to work with threads, exceptions, you are good. Not exactly. The thing is, industry is changing a lot in every 3 years, right? In fact, when I started my career in 2010, things were very different in the industry. It was more about, if you are a Java developer, you are a Java developer. That's it. Nothing else. You just have to work on Java code. But as time passes, the culture in the company is going different. They're changing, right? If you heard about this term like DevOps or agile methodologies, or there are different types of teams in the company. One of the team, they can follow Scrum. So the thing is, when you talk about this methodology here, when you talk about this culture, they don't expect you just to know Java. Then they want you to be a full package, right? So you should know Java, you should know database, you should know the cloud, everything. Okay, we'll talk about all those things in the once we start sharing the curriculum. I don't know if you have seen this. People who are watching from outside India, if you don't know what I'm talking about, ignore it. Just an example of Bollywood movie. One of the very famous Bollywood movie, which I love, and let me know in the chat if you have seen that movie, which is Dhamal. In that movie, basically there's a scene where they want to go to Goa, and there's a person who is providing the what do you say, lift, and he says, by sharing the names, we'll reach Goa, and then that person has a big name, right? In the same way, there's a meme which came which says, if you want to get hired, these are the technologies you should know, and the technology list is infinite. Okay, so if you want to be a Java developer, you should know Java, you should know you should know Java, you should know database, you should know cloud, you should know how do you push your code on the server, how do you connect different tools, how do you design the application, everything. They expect you to know everything. Yes, there are companies, they will train you on the job, but again, they don't want to invest that much of money now. In fact, I'm a corporate trainer. I know how they hire people, and it's my job there to train. Okay, so example, if you get hired based on your skill set on data structures and basic core Java, it's my job when I go for the corporate training to help the audience or to the employees to upgrade their skills. We have to teach them about Spring Framework, cloud, how do we deploy the application, everything. So, but there are some companies, they don't want to invest that much of money, because trust me, for companies, it's a big investment, kind of. For some people, they think it's an investment when they train their employees. And so for some companies, they think that's waste, invest. Okay, doesn't matter. So basically, for some people, it is invest. For some people, it is invest. Okay, because they spend huge amount of money training people. So what they do now is they hire directly people who knows certain things, people who know Spring Framework, people who know what is microservices. And that's why we have designed this course in that format. Okay, so and that's why I will share everything. So in this course, we have made sure that we covered most of the concepts. Now, how long this course will be? This course will be 6 to 7 months. Of course, we have talked about it. And in this 6 to 7 months, let's see what you are going to learn. So I'm going to share my screen in some time. Just a second, everyone. Just closing all my personal tab. It's risky sharing this screen on YouTube. You never know what will pop up. Okay, so let me search for. I'm not sharing my screen, I know. Yeah, just a second. I'm just searching for my course. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and let me show you what we are going to talk about. So I'm sharing my screen. I'm not sure if you can see that properly. Let me know in the chat if you can see my screen properly, everyone.
We can see, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so basically this is the course which we're talking about, and let me talk about what you are going to learn in this course. Now, first of all, see, for every course, there should be a target. First of all, why you're doing this course, okay? See, for different people, they have different intention doing this course. Some people are here, okay, and let me know in the chat, say yes if you are here for that particular purpose. The first one, there are a few people here, they just came to upgrade their skill set. Because they know core Java, now they want to master everything, the entire Java stack. So say yes if you are here just for that. Okay, a lot of people. That's great. I love people who want to upgrade their skill set. And I always believe, you should keep learning. You have to keep upgrading. After this session, I will go back to my office, in fact, my table, and I will learn something new. Because if you don't learn everything, every time something new, then you are getting outdated. That's right. Never settle. Second question. let me know how many people are here just to learn one topic out of all the topic we are going to discuss. Just one topic. No one. Everyone is here to learn everything. Okay, that's great. That's great. Third one. How many of you are here to get the job after learning this course? Okay, I can see a lot of yes. And that's awesome. As I mentioned before as well, see, in industry, we have a lot of jobs offered available. In fact, I don't even have to send you somewhere. You can search for the job. The only thing is searching job is not difficult. If you can go to all this website, we have so many portals, right? In fact, in iNeuron, we already have our portal, right? Which is a job portal. And you will find a lot of jobs there. The only problem is if you get the appointment, if you say, okay, tomorrow morning I have a Java interview, how many of you feel confident that you will crack the interview? Getting the chance to interview is easy. Cracking the interview is difficult. And that's what we will make sure that we are preparing you. And not just about Java. If you see the course content, we have included most of the thing: resume discussion, interview preparation, aptitude skill set. So there are some things which will be live. There are some things which you will get recorded courses. Okay. And we'll make sure in next 6 months, you will get there. So even before I talk about this, this course content, I just want to talk about one more thing. In fact, we have talked about that multiple times in my promotion video in the first session as well. See, it is all about getting this skill set, right? How do you think you will improve yourself? Let me talk about my how I learn something. It doesn't matter how many live sessions you attend. It will never help. I know that sounds weird because we are doing a live session here. Live session will not help you. Recorded videos will not help you. Expert guidance will not help you. Best YouTube videos which talks about 5 top languages or Java developer path will not help you. You know what will help you? Is your practice. You know what will help you? Is getting the experience of making project. You know what will help you? Is understanding the concepts properly. Plus, you should be able to explain it. Most of the time we feel we know things, but not exactly. Try to explain the same concept to someone else. If you can explain, that means you know it. If you can't explain, something is missing. In fact, I have this habit. I know that's a weird habit, but if you follow my YouTube channel from last 7 years, I'm trying to post videos on different technologies. What if I say most of the technology which I teach is something which I have learned last week? I mean, I just learn it, I make some project and I teach it. Most of the time I record the video. If I don't feel that I was able to convey the message, I record the video, I delete the video. I don't upload that video on YouTube. If that video is going on YouTube, that means I was able to explain. That's what I felt. And that's what now that you know this technology now. So that's important. If you're not able to explain, I'm not saying you have to explain by talking. You can also explain by writing. And that's why, in this entire course, you have to do that. So whenever you learn something new, go to any blog page or maybe LinkedIn or any place, just post about things you have learned. Try to explain and see how many people are able to understand your explanation. Maybe if you can even get 1 or 2 comments, that's fine, but try to explain the concept. Okay, that's very important. Cool. So let's talk about the course content. What are the course content we have here? So if you can see, we have some amazing course content here. We're going to start from the fundamentals of programming. Again, we are not assuming that you know stuff. So we are assuming that you are fresher. Maybe you have seen programming before. Maybe you're new to programming. We are going to start from fundamentals. Now, there are some people who will say, hey, we have, I know basic core Java. I don't want to learn the basics. How do you know the basics of core Java? Trust me, once we start with the core Java topics and you'll be like, hey, that's new. That's new I've learned today. And trust me, give us that in the chat session every time. If you have learned something new that day, just let us know. Because I've seen, even if you know things, in fact, let me just give you one example. In the first batch of Java, Heather was talking about some concepts, okay? And I was knowing most of it. And there was one concept which was like, oh, okay, that's how it works. So even after working for 10 years or 12 years in Java, I still learn something new. Okay, so you never know stuff. Okay, so make sure that you attend all the sessions. Okay, so Rajni, you're facing the internet issue, right? So I'm sure so everyone else, are you facing some issue with the video or the audio?
No, sir, everything is fine. Only it is only for that particular candidate.
Okay. So Rajni, if you can re-log into Zoom, that should work. Because sometimes Zoom lags and no software in the world is perfect. So please restart your Zoom session. Okay. So once we start with the fundamentals of programming, which will start from, I guess, on Monday or Tuesday, then we'll move towards Core Java. Now, Core Java is in detail so that, when you go for the interviews, most of the time, they will ask you questions on Core Java because they want to understand how do you explain certain things. When we take interviews as well to hire in our company, we ask questions on Core Java, something about, let's say, how can we create object of interface. In fact, Heather recently took an interview and Heather was asking, can we create object of interface? Even after working for 2 to 3 years in the industry, people do say yes. Okay, so we have to make sure that you understand your concepts properly, and that's why we'll talk more about Core Java in detail. Now, once we understand Core Java, now Core Java is a language using which you can write code, right? But then what if you want to connect your software with database? And that's where JDBC comes into picture. Now, JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity, which is a very important tool. Apart from that, we are going to talk about, then once we talk about the Core Java part, it's time to move to server. When we talk about this full stack course, it also includes front end. That also means we are going to see the back end, right? And the backend is your Java EE, which is servlet, JSP, and those stuff. But then if you talk about industry, we don't use servlet JSP anymore, right? Then why we are teaching? That's right. We don't use servlet JSP, but what we use is Spring Framework. And internally and behind the scene, servlet and JSP is getting used. So if you don't understand servlet JSP, how will you understand Spring Framework? Okay. Next, we'll talk about Hibernate and JPA specification. Okay, I don't know how many of you have worked on the project, but just think about this. When you work on the front end and when you work on the database, see, as a user, you only see front end, right? So if you use LinkedIn, if you use Facebook, you only see the front end. In the back end, the database is stored, data is stored in database, right? So we are actually concerned about two things, the front end and a back end. Just imagine this. In between, as a developer, it's your job to bridge it from the front end to the back end, or to the database. You have to build that bridge. And trust me, if you are making an application, we are using two languages here, Java and SQL. And merging these two will always make your job difficult in the complex queries. What if I say you can just simply take the data from the front end and push that to the back end and job is done? And that can be done with the help of Hibernate and JPA. And it's a magic, actually. Okay. Then we'll talk about Spring Framework. Then we'll move towards microservices. We'll see the detailed course below. I'm just trying to give you some overall experience here, overall go through here. Then we'll talk about microservices, which is very important thing to know today in today's days. And then we'll talk about the important tools, Docker and Kubernetes. Of course, teaching Kubernetes itself will take 6 months, but we'll make sure that you understand what Kubernetes is and how can you run your containers there. Then we'll also learn about Agile and Scrum. It's because, see, when you get into industry, they have a different culture, right? We are coming from college environment. In college, things are different, right? So in colleges, we focus more on getting 2 or 3 people working on a project. But in industry, we have big projects. And in big projects, of course, we have to follow some methodology. We'll talk about that in Scrum. Spring security is also there, don't worry. We'll talk about Spring security as well. We'll talk about GitHub. If one way to showcase your profile to the interviewers is sharing your GitHub profile. Now, how do we do that? So every time you work on some code or some projects, make sure that you push your projects on the GitHub so that you can share that link. And we'll teach you how to use GitHub and all those stuff if you don't know. We'll talk about front end, HTML, CSS. HTML, CSS is recorded. Apart from that, we'll teach you all the other things here, SQL, NoSQL as well. And let's talk about a detailed discussion. So this is what we are going to cover in Git and GitHub. We'll start from basic because we have observed that even if you know Java, even if you know all the technologies, you still struggle with GitHub. Sometimes even I do because we forgot the commands, but you just need to get used to it and keep practicing it. So we'll teach you some commands. We'll also show you how to use the GUI tool to push your code. We'll try to understand how do we create branches, merge, and all the stuff. In fact, let me do one more thing. Just a second, everyone. Need to get this on the main screen so that I don't have to look on that side. Share the screen, this one. Okay, now I don't have to look at the other screen. This looks better. Okay, don't worry, everyone. I will take up your questions, but I just want to finish the course content, what we're going to cover. Once we talk about Git, we have to also understand how do we install softwares. And you have experienced this, right? Every time you learn something new, maximum time we spend in the software setup because something is not working. It works on my machine, it's not working on your machine. So we'll try to solve that problem as well. Okay, you want me to zoom this a bit? Okay, I will do that. And one more thing, everyone, please attend this session. Attend this session from your laptop, not from your mobile phone. Okay, mobile phone will not work. Okay, people who are facing with the Zoom issues, voice and video, please rejoin. Sometimes Zoom create issues. And no software in the world is bug free, right? We'll talk about that in session as well. How do we solve bugs? Okay, why laptop is because when you're watching this on mobile phone, okay, let me talk about those things later. Why you should not watch these sessions on mobile phone throughout 6 months. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk about the fundamentals of Java. We'll talk about all the details of Java code language, and then we'll move towards operators. And okay, where that went up, it went up. Yeah. So we'll talk about operators, then we'll move towards OOPS fundamentals. Now, for Java, one of the most important thing is OOPS. We'll focus on those things. And in between, we have multiple projects. So every time you do this, we are doing this course, we'll give you some projects. And as I mentioned before, it doesn't matter how many sessions you watch or how many sessions you do. What's important is doing the project. And we'll give you multiple projects. And the best thing is we'll do a follow-up as well. So every now and then we will be doing a follow-up on your things. Okay. Okay, cool. Then we'll move towards arrays in Java. We'll talk about arrays concept. We'll talk about string. And why do we use all those things? We'll discuss that later because, of course, this is the first session, right? So we'll talk about static keyword. In fact, if we talk about core Java, we have everything. It gets interesting once you start talking about interfaces and Lambda expression, one of my favorite topic. Then we'll move towards, again, we have talked about projects. So we have entire stuff about core Java here. And then the fun begins, right, with SQL. So yes, the course name is Java, but then we have to also learn about SQL because that's how the backend works. So we'll make sure that we understand SQL. We are going to use MySQL or something else that we'll decide later. Most of the time it is same. We can use MySQL, we can use Postgres, we can use SQL Server. We have to first understand what is SQL language is and how do we connect with Java. The software can change. MySQL, Postgres, doesn't matter. And then we'll talk about something fancy. We'll talk about MongoDB. Not restricted to MongoDB, we might introduce Redis as well. And that's the beauty. Whatever we are promising you, we are going to give you more than that. So you can see Redis is not mentioned, Cassandra is not mentioned. We are going to add those things as well. Will not reduce any content, but we'll add some extra content as well. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, cool. And then we are going to move towards, so we are going to talk about MongoDB. So MongoDB basically is a NoSQL database, which is used to store data in the JSON format. Okay, they have a different format, which is called BSON. But yeah, we'll talk about those things. It is not SQL related. So we don't have to restrict it to a table structure. So we have front end as well. We have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and we also have React, which will be much fun. And then once we complete the front end part, we'll move towards the back end, which is servlet. Then we'll talk about Java EE, if you can see. And I would recommend you to expand this tags and understand what we are going to do in this course. Apart from that, we have Spring Boot, Spring Web MVC. Because see, when you want to make the web application, we are going to use Web MVC as well. Spring REST. And you can see there's a huge content there. And then we'll talk about Docker. And let me know how many of you have heard about Docker here in the chat. or you're excited to learn about Docker? A lot of people have heard about it, and few of them are saying no idea. Okay, that makes sense. And people watching this on YouTube, this is just the first session, so we are doing it on YouTube. Okay. Then we are going to talk about Docker, microservices, and then we have multiple projects, if you can see. So we have in total, we have multiple projects, but just we have listed 3 here, but we'll give you lot of projects to work on. Apart from this, we also have the internship portal where you can come there and you can do some multiple projects there. Okay. Now this is what we are going to give you, but the question is what we are expecting from you. And we'll discuss that in next 1 minute. So I just want to take up some questions and we'll discuss what I'm expecting from you. Okay. So Aki is saying, please show the internship portal as well. So yeah, don't worry. Heather and Nitin will show you the internship portal. Okay. One question from Ritvik. After the course end, are we able to make any full stack project? Yes, that's the promise. But for that, I will give you certain thing to do, and then I can assure you that. Okay. So everyone, okay. How do you ask questions? So again, I know this doesn't make sense, but we have talked about this before. See, questions, please ask questions only in the QA and yes and no in the chat. Don't ask question in the chat session, and don't say yes and no in QA. Okay. Okay. How I change my name here? Okay, that's not in. Okay, one of the interesting question, which is very important, which I want to talk about. How is the team going to follow up on the projects and provide assistance? See, this is a job guarantee course, and we will make sure that we track everything. We are going to track your attendance. I know that sounds weird, but this is job guarantee. So when we say guarantee, we'll follow up as well. And we will make sure that you follow the session. I know at this point you'll be saying, hey, why we will not be watching session or will not watching recorded session? See, initially, everyone is excited. Okay, when you learn something new, we are pumped up. But as day passes, you will see a lot of different options. You will, there's a new show starting up, there's a new movie coming up, and you will get distracted. So we will make sure that we will follow your progress, not just we'll start from the assignments, we'll start from the attendance, we'll follow up the project as well. And if you don't attend session for continuous days, you will get a call as well. So don't get irritated by our calls, but we will make sure that you follow this. Okay, by enrolling for this course, you're not just paying the fees, you are giving your time. Please value your time. Okay, so you are wasting your time and our time as well, and that's why we'll follow up. Okay, next question. Discussion about application server, database server. Yeah, we'll talk about application server. So we'll talk about servers as well. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. So how we are going to network with each student? So what we'll do is, with every video, so after this session gets over, you will find the video in the portal, right? And if you can see in the below session, we have discussion, and I want you people to use that discussion seriously. So post your question. We have people there who will answer your questions. In fact, the team itself, the other participant itself will share that answer with you. Okay. Okay, question from Amunuddin is, which topic Heather sir and Naveen sir will teach? Okay, so what we have done is we have 3 trainers here. So we have, I'm there, Heather and Nitin both are there. So we have divided the course content in such a way that first of all, you will not get bored with one trainer. So every now and then you will see there's a switch, different topic, different trainers. We have our own expertise, right? So example, Heather's expertise is completely into core Java. Nitin's expertise is more into the Spring and those frameworks. And I am there in both the things. I'm not expert in both, but I can manage both. So you will see me coming around in core Javas in Spring. I will be taking most of the topics, and Heather will be taking the course topic. So we have divided the course in a well-structured way. So don't worry about who is teaching. Your job here is to learn. And I'm sure you will not have any complaints from any of the trainer which we have in our team. Okay. Okay, can we join Onion team as a full stack developer? Yeah, we are hiring people. We are hiring. Okay, now let me talk about what other things expected from you. Now, say if you see the if you have seen the course content, it's huge. Trust me, it's huge, and it's not easy to do this course content in few months. It will take 6 months, and that too, this is not a weekend batch. This is a weekdays batch, 5 days a week, 3 days in one day. So you can imagine it's 3 hours in one day. So you can imagine this is 15 hours a week, which is approximately 60 hours per month. Oh, that's huge. If I'm not wrong with the calculation. And 60 hours per month is 6 into 6, 36. 360 hours, or not 36 hours, 360. 360 hours of live sessions. Trust me, it's not easy. For you also, for not us also. We are taking efforts. We'll make sure that, and that's why we have 3 trainers. If you have only 1 trainer, you will find us in the ICU in next 2 months. So we have 3 trainers. We'll manage the balance between us. Now it is your job to learn those things. Make sure that you attend sessions every day. I know you'll be saying, hey, no, we are busy with other things. We'll not be able to attend all the sessions. It's okay if you're not able to attend all the session on that day. So let's say if you missed today's session, but make sure before joining next day, you have seen the previous session. A lot of people will be coming out with doubts, but if you don't take it seriously, if you don't watch the session, will not be answering your question. I know I should not be saying that on a public platform. I'm also saying that on YouTube, but we'll do that. If you don't attend the session, if you don't watch this session, and if you come for the next session and asking questions on the previous session without watching it, we're not going to answer. Because you're not just wasting our time, you're wasting the class time of the entire batch. Okay, and I'm very serious. And one thing is for sure, for me, the most important thing is not money. I know you have spent your money there, but my concern is not your money. My concern is your time. I value time for myself and for others as well. And that's why if you see my videos on YouTube, they are very short, crisp and clear, because I don't want to waste anyone's time. So make sure that you revise the concept. Yes, if you attend the session, or if you have seen the session and still you're not understanding, please ask questions. If you ask the same question 10 times, that's fine with us. But please watch the session, come there and ask the same question 10 times, we'll answer that. With different example, of course, will not repeat the same thing. And also, we have doubt solving sessions 2 days per week. It's better to ask questions there itself, right? And when should you ask a question? See, every time you attend the session, I know you will be having a lot of questions. That's how your brain works. But stop asking questions when the session is going on. What's the use of typing the question when I'm saying something? Just listen to me. I can see in the QA, there are a lot of questions are there. Why you have so many questions? First, listen to what I'm saying. Maybe your question will be answered in the session itself. If you still have the question after 1 hour, then post a question, right? That should make sense, right? So from today, please do that. Don't waste your time just typing question. If you have any question, maybe I will answer that. If you have a unique question, then ask it. But don't ask question which might be coming. Okay, so hold your question there. Maybe take a notepad, type your question and paste it later. But don't type it when I'm saying something. Okay. Okay, now what next? So make sure that you give your attention, you come for the sessions. Next, don't watch this session on mobile phone. I mean, if there's no option, you can do that. But do that, please watch the session on laptop or desktop or the TV. That makes sense. Because see, you are learning coding here, right? And when we share the code with you, and watching it on mobile phone will not give you a good experience. First of all, the font size, there'll be issue with the font size. Second, when you hold a phone with you, there are a lot of disturbance around you, right? and we get distracted. Don't watch this session when you are traveling. Please take care of yourself. Don't watch this session when you're driving or walking on a street. I've seen people doing that. Don't do that. Since, see, you're doing a course, right? Be committed to it. 3 hours a day, 3 hours a day. You have to commit for it. And without commitment, you will not achieve anything in your life. Maybe you have done that. Let me know in the chat window how many courses you started and you stopped in between. What we lose is interest and commitment. So please stay committed and attend the sessions. Okay. So don't watch it on mobile phones. Please do it on laptop and don't get distracted. Next, complete the assignment in that week itself. If you think, hey, I will do that next week. See, next week we have new concepts, right? Example, let me give you one example here. Let's say if we give you an assignment based on for loops, okay? And now you want to be thinking, I will do that assignment after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we'll teach you about recursion. Same question. Now, will you do that and will you solve that with for loop or recursion? Okay, so that's how you'll be getting a lot of different questions. So make sure that you complete the assignment in that week itself. Next project, take project seriously. At start, you might not understand the problem statement. That's fine. Struggle to understand problem statement. That's a learning process. Design on paper what we are going to do, and then start making project. Okay, and next, make sure that you ask question in the doubt solving. Please attend doubt solving session. If you have any questions, you can attend the doubt solving sessions. Okay, timing for everyone. This is the same time. So Monday to Friday, 7:30 p.m. IST to 10:30 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time. You can convert that into your time zones. Okay, so that's about the introduction and that's about the stuff. I will take up some questions. And people watching this on YouTube, any questions from your side? If you want to see the course content, you can find the link in the pinned chat, and you will find the link in description as well. So you can use that. Indian Standard Time. Okay. Okay, question. Okay, where is the QA session? QA is here. Okay, question. Are we going to get breaks in between? Yes, this is a 3-hour session. You will get a break after every 1.5 hours. So once we complete 1.5 hours, you will get a break of 10 minutes and then we'll continue. Okay. Okay, how much percentage of front end compared to back end? See, majority is back end. So you can say front end is 30% and majority is back end. But see, when you say front end, we are not making you a designer here, right? We are not making you a front end developer. We are making you a full stack developer. And see, I know the course name is full stack, but I believe that you can go with my things. I'm not saying this is a fact, but I believe in this. Front end developer is a myth. You can never be 50-50. You cannot say I'm a front end developer and back end developer both. You can say I'm a front-end developer who knows backend, or I'm a backend developer who knows front-end. And that's why you say you're a full stack developer. So this course is majority for the backend. And since you should be able to work on the full stack application, we'll teach you front-end. You will not find any course which is 50-50. It's either 30-70 or 70-30. They focus more on front-end and they will teach you some backend, or they will teach you more backend and some front-end. Okay. Saturday, Sunday holiday. Yeah, you can enjoy those days. And of course, we have a doubt solving session on that day if you have any questions. Okay. From Monday, main Java course will start because 2 days leave have taken. Yeah, that's right. There was a Dasera holiday. So the actual Java sessions will start from Monday. Tomorrow we have a Git session. So GitHub will go tomorrow and Monday. So yeah, Java will start from Tuesday. And don't think about when we are going to start with what, just go with the flow. The flow is important. Okay. Interesting question from Boris. Not related to course, but then in general, which is very important for everyone. Hello, sir. I would like to ask you, who cannot be a programmer? Are there any skills that a programmer must have? Okay. What if I say in this world, anyone can be a programmer? Anyone. Okay. It's just that, how do you define a programmer? It's very critical term to define. How do you define a programmer? Even if you can write hello world, you are a programmer, right? And if you can make a big application, you're a programmer. Anyone can be a programmer. It's just that how easy it is for you to learn. Example, when I learned programming for the first time, it was difficult for me, but somewhere my mathematical skills helped me. It's not like you should be good with maths to be a programmer. You should just know how to think logically. And I have seen people who get good success in programming is people who has logical thinking. And I was never able to get good with the front end part, because I feel front end is more for creative people and back end is more for logical people. And you can't be best in both. Again, as I mentioned, 30-40. So I'm 30% into creativity, 70% into logical. There are a few people who are 70% to creativity. They are amazing with front ends, and they are able to manage with the back end part. So there's no prerequisite. Anyone can be a programmer. It's just that how good you can be, that will take some time. Okay. Okay, Suresh says, sir, I'm a big fan of the Lisco. That's great. I have experience of 10 years. Oh, worked as a non-IT professional. I'm afraid of the gap. Even companies consider me. Waiting for your answer. Okay, now, see, what if I say there are a lot of people who did the transition at the age of 45 from the non-tech background to tech background? See, it will not be that easy compared to other people, but it's not impossible. There is a lot of chance that you can get a good job in good company. The only problem is there are few companies, they focus more on freshers and focus more on people who don't have a gap. But there are a lot of companies, they believe in this skill set. If you have a required skill set, they don't consider your experience. They don't consider your degree as well. And I have also made a video on this. There are a lot of companies that don't even think about degrees. In fact, big companies. Yes, in the college level, they ask you for 60%, but then when they go for the offline hiring, they don't even look at your degrees. What they look for the skill set. The interview will not be easy, but if you work hard, if you learn all the concepts which you are teaching, you can easily crack the interviews. Okay. Can we crack a front-end developer job? No. I mean, you can, but then we're not going to focus that much on front-end part. I guess someone is also already typing the answers there. How to improve my logic? How to improve my logic? My maths is not good. Okay, you know what I did? Even my logic was not good. What I did is I literally bought some books on mathematics. Do we have mathematics books there? Maths, calculus, yeah. Is there? Okay, if you can see the first book, that's a calculus book. Because at one point I thought I forgot my mathematical concept. I literally bought a book. Okay, so you can see, right? That's how you have to improve your skills. Okay, cool. So I hope you got the idea about the course content. Let me pick up some questions of course content. We have talked about the course length. It will be around 6 months, which might go beyond that, maybe 7 months. You never know. It all depends upon how we are able to conduct, how many projects you can build. So it depends. Okay. So don't worry about these things and don't even ask next time what topic we are going to cover when. Just go with the flow. We know the flow. What should be the best flow for you? Just trust us. See, once you have enrolled for the course, now you have to trust us, the trainers. Okay. So we are the, what do you say? We are the captain for this ship. Okay. Just follow our guidelines. We'll take you to the other shore. Okay, awesome. Okay, so yeah, that's it from this. Any questions, anyone? Okay, Rohit says we are trusting you, Telesco. That's why we have enrolled. That's nice. Okay, so everyone, please improve your logical skills, and we'll make sure that we do that by giving you a lot of assignments. And in fact, last week also, I was having a chat with Heather, and Heather is all set with the assignment questions. So, okay. Yeah, now, what are the prerequisites for this course? As I mentioned, there is no prerequisite, but there are certain things which will help you. First, okay, let me give you some prerequisites which you have to work on this weekend. First, you have to understand how do we use, how computer works. You will be saying, hey, that's lame. Everyone knows how computer works, right? Ask this question to yourself. Do you really know how computer works? Okay, not exactly. So even I don't know how computer works, so I will just do the recap. So make sure that you watch the videos, how RAM works, how CPU works. In fact, Heather will give you some, overall flow. So that will be important. Next, understand how networking concept works, what are networking concepts, protocols, TCP, IP, UDP works, and understand how the internet works. Right, those things will be required. Yeah, that's the assignment for this week. Again, for next week, I will give you some more assignments to work on. Okay, great. So with this, we have talked about the introduction, and now Heather is okay. Yeah, so we have all set for the session from Heather. Heather will talk about the fundamentals of computer. Heather, all set?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are topic you are going to cover today?
We shall see 3 technical topic where we'll understand how the programming came. I think in the YouTube channel I have discussed, but majority of them were not part of it. After which 2 more technical discussion. Most of them don't know that we have not discussed with them, and I have not done in YouTube, which we will understand about cache memory, RAM, hard disk, SSD, processor, because those are very, very important, because our entire course is designed with respect to memory level. It's not just the syntax of Java.
Okay.
So they must know the backend. Then we shall also understand, how Java works. Before that, we'll understand what is executable file, what is object file, how the other programming languages work, so that they'll understand fundamentally how Java works. So all of this happens to be very important. So make sure you're not missing out, because sometimes you feel like you know the things, but once you attend, as Sarah said many times, that is when you'll understand the actual concept.
Right. Awesome. Great. So Heather, you can also share the, you can turn your camera on. I've given you the host rights.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, you're in the office. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So everyone, that's the course discussion which we have talked about. Heather will take you forward with the fundamentals now. And we are going to start with Java from Tuesday.
Guys, to understand Java, these fundamentals are very, very important. Why directly syntax? That's the reason we have planned this content. Great. So, can we start, guys? Are you able to see the screen which I am sharing? Yeah. Great, great. Before we actually get into, as Sir mentioned, one more important point which I would like to mention again is active participation throughout the course. If you could not attend the live classes, at least attend recording continuously. Don't break the path. Once you break, then you will not be in a position to continue with the class. 2-3 classes through 3 days you missed it, then you'll not have the same zeal and energy to continue with the classes. Don't do that mistake. Fine. And one more thing, don't come whenever you feel like and just try to understand the concept, because I could see sir started at the initially few things he has told, but some people at 8:10, 8:15 they came and they were trying to ask the same questions which we have already discussed. Fine. So that is no, that will not maintain the decorum of the class. There are many other participants. We do not have any no problem in answering them once again. But if we answer, there are other participants who are with us from the beginning. They will get frustrated and they will say, why are you answering same thing again and again, sir? We know that. So the majority of the class will get disturbed saying that, hey, this guy is answering the same questions again. So, but the one who is all of a sudden asking the question is frustrated saying that, hey, why are you not answering my question? Fine. So have some, a process, because it's not like overnight you'll become a developer. And especially this course is very, very, very detailed course. Fine. So since it is a very detailed course, we are going to teach everything behind the scenes, what is happening. We are going to cover why this is there, how to do it, what exactly it is, all the parameters we are going to cover. So for which some expectations are there from your end also, which is active participation in the live classes and recordings. And if you have any doubts, again, the doubt clearing sessions have been divided and arranged in such a way that we have doubt clearing session in weekday and weekend. All who are freshers, who don't have job, and who are college students, for them the suggestion is attend the doubt clearing session on Wednesday, which is 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. because that time for you there is no other work, most probably you can ask the question. And those who are working professional and cannot give time on weekdays can attend the doubt clearing sessions on weekend, which is Saturday evening. Fine. So no, if you are fresher, you can also attend that day, and experienced people also can attend Wednesday, but this is just a suggestion so that we can manage it properly. Fine. Now, course have been already started, guys. These are the Q&As, when induction, all of the details were very, very important because maximum questions we have received on this. So we had to speak. This is part of the course. Fine. And technical discussion is going to start today only. Right now, in the next 5 minutes, we shall be starting our technical discussion. Fine, guys. And whatever I have told, I hope I'm making sense and it is very, very logical also, guys. Very logical. Now, one last point before we start the actual technical discussion, that if you have any question, as sir already mentioned, please wait till the end. If you are very much curious also, please ask in the Q&A so that maybe the other trainer might answer. But while you are typing the question and you are focusing that question, maybe I have told something which you have missed. That problem may also occur. That is the reason. And on the chat, if you are asking if trainer is not answering immediately, please don't get frustrated. Why? Because you may think you are the only one who is asking the question. Like you, there might be 6, 7, 8 people who may ask the question. Immediately at that instance, if I answer all the questions, then the entire session will become Q&A rather than concept conveying. Then we will not be able to convey the concept. It will become, maybe I've spoke about compiler. Immediately someone is asking the question, I'm answering 5, 6 Q&A. Then in the entire 3 hours of discussion, there will be hardly 1 or 2 topics basic will be covered, and entire concept will look like a Q&A. That is also common sense. Now, today only the technical concept, fundamental of programming before the core Java is right. I think in the course content, you can see fundamentals of programming even before the core Java. That's what going to start in today's class. Fine, guys. Now, whatever I have told, all of you will agree on this point. Yes. Thank you so much, guys, for all the acknowledgement. I hope this is common sense also. Fine. Now, 2 more points. Officially, we welcome you to the most potent course, but 2 important points, please focus here. One is, focus is your most valuable life asset, which I always say in all my classes. The amount of focus you give to listen to the lecture decides how much concept you know. You cannot have your mind in 3 places and try to understand the concept with the depth. Content is huge. We will try our best, but you need to focus it. Second point, don't be cheap in your journey towards the end of this, towards the completion of this course. In sense, we will start with all the energy to complete this course, but after some time you will feel lack in motivation and you may drop out of the course. Please don't do that. Make sure all of you here are finishers. You have started, you will finish, and you will all become a proper Java developer. Fine. So one last expectation from all of you who are part of this session today with me, please mention in the chat that I am a finisher, or you can just mention finisher or I am a finisher. Show me that energy. Great, guys. And others, don't take these things are lightly. These are important. This is a part of our course. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for all this energy and acknowledgements. And we hope the same energy and same acknowledgement will be there till the end of this entire course. Fine. Great, great. So can we start with our discussion? 3 major technical discussions we are going to discuss right now. Technical discussions. The first technical discussion I myself have delivered in a live YouTube channel in iNeuron community class, which I have taken free classes. That one concept I have discussed, but majority of you are not part of this. You will be learning this once again, but those who have already listened, there is no harm to listen to me once again for the same for 20 minutes. Concept number 2 and 3, for everyone, for most of you, it will be new and you will be understanding in a different way. And it is very, very important. Is that fine to all? Great, great, great. Thank you so much for this acknowledgement also. Listen to me very carefully.
Heather, just give me 1 second.
Sure, sir.
I'm getting the host rights. I just want to stop the YouTube stream. I'm not able to do that.
Can I give you the host rights, sir?
Yeah, I've taken the host rights now.
Sure, sir.
And streaming stopped. And now you're the host again.
Great, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
So can we start, sir?
Yeah, done. Thank you.
Great,
You
sir.
can
Thank you
continue.
so much. All right, guys. Many of the people, to understand any programming language, what they lack is the fundamentals. Without understanding the fundamentals, they try to directly jump into a program and try to understand the syntax. My dear friends, that is not the way to learn the programming. To understand any programming language, your fundamentals must be very, very strong. Most of the people will try to teach you programming by directly writing a big program on the screen, which is what your professors and everyone have done it. One big program they will write and they will understand this is method, this is variable, this is this, this is that. That is not the way to learn it. First, we must understand the fundamentals. Tell me, these days, computers are there in different forms. Your mobile phone is a computer. Laptop is a computer, desktop is a computer. All of you will agree on this. Tell me which is the most important component of that computer or machine? Your answer must be CPU. Thank you so much for this acknowledgement. CPU, or I can also call it as processor or microprocessor, for whom I'll be representing in this style. I'll be representing in this style. This is my processor or CPU, who is responsible for everything. You are able to play music, CPU is responsible. You are able to dial a number, this processor is responsible for it. In other words, everything which is happening in your device or machine, the responsible person is this CPU or this processor. One information about this processor, you must understand this. This processor is of something called as semiconductor technology device. Now again, in depth of semiconductor technology, I'm not going to discuss, but please understand one thing. A device will be called as semiconductor if it is made out of transistors. Fine. Such a device which is made out of transistors can be called as semiconductor technology device. Now, if I say your processor is a semiconductor technology device, can I say that this particular processor is also made out of transistors? Yes. Yes. And transistors are of two types, NP and PNP. I don't need to again discuss in detail about transistors. One information about transistor you must know. Transistor is such a device which understands only two things. Number one, it understands low voltage. Number two, it understands high voltage. High voltage means not some 500 or something, it's just 5 volt. Fine, all of you. Of course, all the terminologies so far I have discussed are hardware terminologies. Processor, semiconductor, transistors, 0 volt, 5 volt. But we are here to become software engineers. Being a software engineer, if you want to look at this, you have to come to a conclusion is that the most important device in our machine which is responsible for everything is processor. And processor is of semiconductor technology. That means to make the processor, transistors are involved behind the scenes, and transistors understands low voltage and high voltage. And for low voltage and high voltage in software engineering world, we call it as 0 and 1. 0 and 1. Now, if this particular processor is of semiconductor, means transistors are involved to make this happen. And transistor understands what? Only two things, 0 and 1. So we have come to one conclusion that the most important part of our device, the most important component of our computer understands two things, either 0 or 1. Apart from 0 and 1, it will not understand anything. Fine to all? Is this clear to everyone? Now, yeah. Please see very carefully. This processor is a dumb device. It cannot understand something by itself. If you want this processor to do something for it, you have to tell in a way he understands. Example, I want my processor to perform addition for me. I will tell in a way he understands. I will just tell here as. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. I want my processor to perform some subtraction operation. I will say here 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. I want it to do division operation 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Of course, this entire code, whatever I have written, these instructions are not the actual instruction. This is just an example. Fine. Now, you are writing these instructions in a form which your machine understands. Machine understand in what form? Zeros and ones. You're writing instructions in a form your machine understands. Technically, we call it as machine level language. What we call it as machine level language. Now, people started to write the program. Program is what again? All these instructions in one place is only called as program. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So many instructions in one place is only called as program. Now you are writing program or application in which style of programming? Machine level language style of programming. Now, if you give this particular instructions to your processor, will you get the output? Yes, you will get the output because These instructions you have written in machine level language, that means in the form of zeros and ones. Will your processor understand zeros and ones? The answer is yes. Will you get the output? Answer is yes. I hope you are able to understand, everyone in the class. This was the first style of programming or coding. Fine to everyone. The concept came. Fine. Great. If you have understood so far, if there is any small application or small program, writing in zeros and ones is okay. But if you want to write some big application, can you imagine writing programs in lakhs and crores of instructions in zeros and ones, 0011, 0011, 0011? If there is any error, which zero to rectify, which one to rectify? Don't you think there is a headache here? People were initially happy. Yes, we have found out such a machine. We were instructing it is doing some work to us, but that is not the way. That is when some intellectuals came and told, hey, look, now we have understood that we can give instruction to our processor to get our things done. Let's have a good approach of instructing. Instead of writing this style, let's use something called as mnemonics. For add, we will just tell here as add. For subtraction, sub. For division, div. For multiplication, mul. Fine. This style of writing instructions in mnemonics, technically we call it as assembly level language. What level language? Assembly level language. Now, if you have option to write instructions in this mnemonics, will you go with zeros and ones? The answer must be not. Fine. So people started to develop program. In which style, if you ask me, in the style of assembly level language. Now tell me, if you have understood so far, if you give this instruction to your processor, will it be able to execute? The answer is no. Processor says, hey, look, I understand only two things, 0 and 1. What is that add, sub, mul? I cannot understand that. You tell me something in 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, I will do it. You are telling add, mul, sub, div, rx, bx, all of that I cannot understand. Now, that is when they came up with one system software. Name of the system software is only called as assembler. Assembler. Fine. Assembler is a system software which will take assembly level language as an input and it will convert it to machine level language. Now, if you give that machine level language to your processor, will you get the output? Yes, you will get the output. Fine. Now, what is assembler? Assembler is such a software, a system software, which will convert assembly level language into machine level language, because developers have written code in mnemonics, assembly level language, but our machine understands zeros and ones. There should be someone who can translate this. The translator is only called as assembler. So far, so clear? Great, great. Now, though this style is better, but here also there are a lot of issues. Someone who knows microcontroller and microprocessor subjects, they know how hard it is to write instructions in mnemonics forms, rx, bx, so many register issues, so many problems are there. Fine. Assembler will just convert this assembly level into machine level language. That's it. Fine. Now, writing instructions in mnemonics is better than machine level. But again, this is also not so much user friendly. That is when again computer scientists told, hey, let's have a better approach. Let's not use mnemonics. For add, why to tell add? Just to tell plus. For subtraction, minus. For division, this symbol. Multiplication, this symbol. English words command, print means print. Scan means scan. If means if. Else means else. Fine. In other words, the approach of writing instructions using symbols and English commands came into picture. Now, writing instructions using symbols and English like commands, technically we started to call it as high level language. Fine to all. Overview I'm giving. Now, if you have option to write programs in machine level, mnemonics and high level, which one you will choose? Which one you will choose? Of course, high level. Now people started to write the instructions, all instructions in one place. Print, scan, if, else, so many programs in high level language. Now tell me, my dear friends, if you give it to your processor, will it be able to understand? Will it be able to understand? No. Processor understands what? Only zeros and ones. Fine. Now that is when they told, yes, there is a problem. The solution is only called as compiler. The solution is only called as compiler. What is compiler? Compiler is a system software which will convert this high level language which you have written, print, scan, if, else, to which style? To machine level style. How exactly it will convert, I will speak about this in today's class only. That is a different topic. Fine. It will convert into machine level language, and that you're giving to a processor. Will you be getting the output? Yes, you will be getting the output. And it was around 1960s. This style of approach of programming came into picture, where you can write instructions in English commands and symbols. And from then we are in 2022. To write instructions, we always prefer to use English commands, symbols, and printf, scanf, all the English like commands and symbols. Fine to all present in the class. Now, you might have heard, whenever you write the code, have you not heard the term compile it? Compile it, have you not heard? Yes or no? Why do we compile? Our processor has to execute, and the processor understands only zeros and ones. Fine to all present in the class. Now, what is compiler? Compiler is a system software which converts your high level language into machine level language. Now, what is bytecode? I will come to that. It's about the Java. This is the general discussion. Java, what follows, we are going to discuss. There is no compromise in that part. Fine, all of you. Great, great. Now, I hope you have understood the fundamentals, how it all started. Now, if you have understood this, we have discussed this in my live YouTube sessions also. Can we discuss with the next topic, guys? If you have understood the fundamentally how exactly the programming concept works, have you all understood? Can you acknowledge? Great, great, great. Wonderful, guys. Now, if someone is complaining or getting confused again with writing the instruction with the high level language, that what is this programming, so confused. Can you imagine the headache of assembly level developers and machine level developers which they had gone through? Are they not better than you? What struggle you are going through now, far better than what they had gone through. Fine. Of course, we are just dealing with some of the English. Lot of facilities are there. Let me give you the quick 2-minute summary. The most important part of our device understands only zeros and ones, because behind the scene it uses transistors and it understands only zeros and ones. So for processor to execute something, we have to give him instructions in zeros and ones only. Fine. Initial style of programming were machine level language, which means we used to write in zeros and ones. Later mnemonics came into picture, and then the concept of high level language, in other words, writing instructions in English like commands and symbols, came into picture. And in between we also got one mediator called as compiler, who will convert that into machine level language. Fine, guys. So can I just proceed with the next important concept? Yes. Great. Now, I want to teach about two things. What is executable file? What is object file? But first of all, what is file? Let's try to understand this. Tell me one thing. Who is the most important part in our device who is responsible for everything? processor. Great. Now, maximum focus, guys. All of you are aligned to me in this course. Yes. This is the most important device. I'll be mentioning in this style. Processor. At the end, our instructions has to reach to this processor. Fine. It is of what technology, if you ask me? Semiconductor technology. Semiconductor technology. Maximum focus, guys. One thing about semiconductor technology, you have understood that it understands only zeros and ones. Apart from that, one more information I am giving right now, that whichever device is semiconductor technology is very, very fast in its nature. One more information later I will give you. Fine. Now, please see very carefully. He is responsible to execute your program or instructions. Fine. Not to keep your instructions. Not to keep, just to execute them. Fine. Now, I have written my program. I have written my program. This is my program. So many instructions, one place, program I have written. Somewhere I have to save it, for which they had one device. They had one device. Name of the device, I'll give it as, name of the device, I'll give it as hard disk drive. Hard disk drive. Fine. All of you. And this drive, somewhat behind the scene, it makes use of something called as magnetic technology. And again, you need not to know everything about this, guys. This is very, very important. I expect maximum focus. Magnetic technology means you need not to know everything, but one information you must be knowing, which I am going to give. Now, you have written the program and you have kept in hard disk. All of you agree? Who is the one who is responsible to execute it? Processor. Fine. Now, the program is present in the hard disk and responsible person to execute is the processor. That means this program has to reach to this processor, for which you have to connect these two devices. So I'll establish the connection. I'll establish the connection. I'll establish the connection through the set of wires. Technically, we call it as bus. Bus. What is bus, if you ask me? Bus is a set of, it's a set of wires, you can say, which will carry instructions from one memory unit to the another memory unit within the system. If one system is there, two units are there. From one place to another place, some information has to be carried out. That will be taken care by bus. And why I'm connecting this bus between processor and hard disk? Why? Because maximum focus, guys. My program, which I have written, is there in the hard disk. Who is the responsible person to execute it? Processor. I have to send this to your processor. Fine. For which I have connected through these two components through a bus. Now, this hard disk is sending the instruction to this processor very slowly. The moment it reaches to the processor, within no time, processor used to execute and give you the result. Now, again, hard disk used to send the instructions very, very slowly. The moment it used to reach to the processor, within no time, it used to execute the, your instructions and used to give the result. And for other instructions, processor had to wait. In other words, there is a speed mismatch between two memory units. Is my voice breaking for everyone, guys?
No, either you're perfectly audible.
Okay. Thank you so much for this acknowledgement, guys. Now, please see very carefully. Now, is it yes, no? All right. Is there any issue with respect to this?
No, audio is very clear, Heather.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Maybe some internet issue, guys, on your end. Now, please see here. Whenever there is a speed mismatch between two memory units within a system, entire efficiency of a system will go down. Tell me, what is the speed of a Lamborghini car or a BMW or Mercedes car? Can it go up to 200 kilometers or 300 kilometers per hour? Yes. What is the speed of a bullock? 15, 20. Now tell me, to your Lamborghini engine, if you attach bullock wheels, will it be able to go in a way it's supposed to go? Can it go 500 kilometers? Same goes here. This is some Ferrari or Lamborghini engine. To this, you have attached a bullock wheel. In other words, there was a speed mismatch. Now, the mistake of hard disk is, please see very carefully, it is of something called as magnetic technology. Magnetic technology. That means whichever device is of magnetic technology is slow in its nature. Slow in this is not very slow, little slow. Now, whichever device is of semiconductor technology is very, very fast in its nature. Because of the nature of hard disk, it used to send the instructions very, very slowly. And because of the nature of processor, it used to execute the instructions very, very fast. I hope you're able to understand. Because of this, there was a speed mismatch. And then everyone look at this hard disk. Oh, this hard disk is a problem. Let us remove him. Let us disconnect it. They came, yes, there is a problem in this hard disk, because of which the efficiency of the system is going down. Then they realized what is the problem. They understood it is speed because of the technology behind the scene they have used. It is slow because of the technology behind the scenes they have used. And they told, if you want to match the speed between two memory units, then we have to come up with one more memory unit. And they came up with one more memory unit, which is also of semiconductor technology. And this memory unit, they started to call it as random access memory. Till last, I want everyone to be there. Random access memory. Now, they connected this memory device with processor directly. They connected. Now, whatever program they used to write here, right now, are they writing directly on the hard disk or writing on the RAM? They are writing on the RAM. Maximum focus, guys. This is very, very important. Writing on the RAM. Fine. Now, who is the one who is responsible to execute the instruction? Processor. Now, RAM is sending the instruction very, very fast. Processor is executing very, very fast. You are getting the output. Now, again, your processor need not to wait for second instruction. Why? Because the second instruction might have been waiting in the doors of processor. Because RAM is also semiconductor, processor also semiconductor. It is also sending the instruction very, very fast. Your processor also executing the instruction very, very fast. In other words, there was no speed mismatch. RAM is sending fast, processor is executing, sending fast, executing. Fine. The efficiency improved. The biggest ever advantage of RAM is, your RAM is, it is very, very fast. It is also very, very compact. But there was a biggest disadvantage associated with this. What is that? If you ask me, the disadvantage is it is a volatile device. Now, some of you may say, sir, what is the term volatile? Volatile means such a device for which continuous power supply has to be there. For a fraction of millisecond, power gone, data also gone. Now imagine you're writing the instruction, 100 lines, lakhs of lines of code you have written, your processor is executing. For a fraction of second, power gone. Entire whatever data program is there, everything is vanished. Is it acceptable? Is it acceptable? No. That is when they look back to this hard disk. Hard disk, we thought you are very, very bad, but not all the things in you is bad. The disadvantage was it was very, very bulky. It was slow. But here also some of the advantages are also there. And what is that advantage? If you ask me, it is non-volatile. Whatever stays in hard disk stays permanently unless and until you delete. It stays permanently unless and until you delete it. Fine, it's also cheap when it comes to processor. The price is also very, very cheap. Then they thought, not everything here is very, very bad. Now let's connect back. They told, sorry, hard disk, you are also important part. And they connected hard disk with RAM. Now hard disk is not directly connected to the processor. Rather, it is connected to the RAM. Now, all of you tell me, who is the responsible person to execute your application or your programs or any instructions? Processor. All of you agree? Now, where are you writing the program? You are writing the program on RAM. On RAM. Who is executing? Processor. RAM is sending the instruction very, very fast. Processor is not executing it. But one problem with RAM. What is the one problem with RAM? It is volatile. That means continuous power supply has to be there. 1 second power gone, entire program data, whatever you written is gone. Fine. Now tell me, guys, one thing. All of your days in your 12th or in your engineering days or any days, when you're writing your C programs in your college, don't you think one lab instructor used to say one word here? What is that word? He used to say, everyone. Get now. See, please see here. Getting the copy of data from RAM to the hard disk to store it permanently, technically we call it as saving. Saving is a process of getting your information which is there on the RAM to the hard disk. Why to the hard disk? So that you can store that permanently. Fine. That is technically we call it as saving. That is the reason he used to say, your lab instructor, save the program, save the program, save the program. By chance, you never used to listen to him. You used to write a big program. One sound used to come, beep, entire program gone. Then you open, nothing is there.
Okay, something went wrong. Hold on. There's something went wrong from the header side. Oh, welcome to the world of internet.
I would just connect with him, sir. Just a second.
Sure. No, voice was proper earlier. There was no issue with the voice. Suddenly it got stuck. So people who are facing voice issue, there should be something wrong from your side. Yeah, the 5G is just launched. And Heather is testing 5G maybe. Oh. Yeah, Kinarayan says, topic was it at peak interesting, but this happened. Oh, yeah, I know. Okay. Ajit says, Navin, your mic is more clear than Heather. Yeah, we use a different setup. I'm a YouTuber, so of course I have to use some top-notch equipments. So I'm using my YouTube equipments for this session. That's why it's different. Please pass on. It's very costly. Maybe I will gift him next time. Okay. Don't worry, he will be back. He might be changing his network connections and he'll be back. And the funny thing is, I don't even know what he's teaching. I mean, I'm not expert in that. Yeah, Heather is priceless. Yeah, he is. Okay, I think this is a good time to take a break, right? So let's take a break. I know we should be taking a break after every 1.5 hours. Okay, let's take a break for 10 minutes. This is 9. Let's connect at 9:10. So it doesn't it depend upon which time zone you are into. So let's take a 10-minute break and let's come back. Aparna says, I have joined here only for Naveen sir, but Heather sir is fantastic too. Yeah, in fact, all the trainers. In fact, we made sure that when we do hiring or when we build a team, we need to get the best. Just wait for when Nitin starts the session. Okay, Udesh says, I don't think we need to take the break. Right, when things are very interesting, who needs break? Okay, enjoy your break, everyone.
Are we back, guys? I hope my screen is also visible to everyone. Nitin sir can also acknowledge if my screen is visible.
Sir, yes, either your screen is visible. Change the name to either. It's visible. It's visible. Completely visible, and
Okay,
you're
okay.
audible too.
Okay, great, wonderful. And actually, you guys, really sorry it was not, there was a technical glitch here. And anyway, I hope I'm visible too. Yeah, actually, I've just changed the cabin, and you know what? There was a network issue, and I have to change the entire setup. It was in laptop, whatever diagram I had written. Now I just came back here, and the staff is very supportive here. In fact, I'm sitting right now in COSR's cabin.
Yeah, that was I wanted to ask. You're sitting in the CEO's office.
Yeah, that's the care we give to our participant. Immediately, the moment power went and there was an issue with internet, CEO sir himself came and told our audience should not get disturbed, and he himself left his chair for me to continue with the class. You can imagine the care which we give. Okay. Anyway, are you able to see the diagram? I know it's not the neat which was in the break time. I just tried to draw very scene. Okay, great, guys. Okay, my
Yeah, I think
Either
network is not
again
even happy with the CEO's office. No, we lost Heather once again.
I'm connecting to him, sir. I'm connecting him.
Okay. What's wrong with the internet today? Oh,
There is a power fluctuation which is happening in the office premises. So
okay. Ravi says restart. Yeah, basically Heather is sitting in the office and Nitin and I'm in my home. So basically I have my own home studio, which works.
actually, I just connected with the RAM. I mean, LAN cable, guys. LAN cable will not have any issue. Extremely sorry. Extremely sorry. This is just the one. I think in the last batch we have conducted more than 80 hours of lecture. This never happened, and it is happening here. But please don't get distracted here. Fine.
Maybe your session is getting affected by, the router is not happy with the diagrams. Great. Yeah, you can continue now, Heather.
Yeah, great. All right, guys, I hope whatever we have understood till where we have reached, that should not be an issue, right? Great. Now, this is only called as saving. Specialty here is non-volatile. The problem was it is bulky. First
either
problem.
share the screen. Share the screen.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Yeah, I hope the screen is also visible now.
Yes, either. It's visible now. It's visible.
Thank you. Now it is bulky, and the one more major problem was it was slow comparatively. Now you have written your program on RAM. You have got it on the hard disk so that you can store it permanently. Tell me one thing, who is the one who have to execute this program? Processor. Tell me, is processor and hard disk, are they connected directly? No, right? Who is connected to the processor directly? RAM. If you want it to come to the RAM, then what is that you have to do? Then you have to get this program. Where, if you ask me, you have to get this program to RAM. The process of getting your file program onto the RAM to take care of further execution, technically we call it as loading. Fine. Now, majority of you are belong to such a era. Whenever you wanted to watch a movie or a song on your laptop, if you have saved that on your desktop for a longer time, if you click, have you seen a slightly loading?
Once it is loaded, was there any issue to play the entire music? Was there any issue to play the entire music? No. No. Why? Because to load hard disk by the nature, it's slightly slow. It is slightly loading from your hard disk to the RAM. Once it the RAM is sending instruction to your processor very, very, very fast, and your processor used to execute and used to give you the result. And you're able to watch the entire movie. You're able to play the entire song flawlessly without any problem. Because RAM is also fast, processor is also fast. RAM is sending the instruction very fast to the processor, and processor also executing very, very fast. I hope you're able to understand. Now, whatever you're writing, typing the program, or maybe I have asked you, please give me your number. You'll be writing your number. Where are you saying your number? Where are you typing your number? First of all, on your RAM only, right? You type the number. You switch off your phone and turn on again. Will the number be still there? Will the number be still there? No. But one thing you will do. What is that one thing? You will save it. If you save it, it will be stored on the hard disk. And whatever stays in hard disk, it will be there permanently unless and until you delete it. Now, once you get that to the hard disk, if you switch off your phone for 1 year, after 1 year, if you turn on your phone or laptop, will the number be still there? The answer is yes, because you have saved it on hard disk. Fine. Now, whatever facility hard disk gives, RAM cannot give. Whatever facility RAM gives, hard disk cannot give. And that is the reason even today we have hard disk, RAM, and processor all together works, together. Now I'll tell you more on this. Whatever program or something you're typing, right? The location which is stored here, technically we call it as byte. The storage place, maybe you're typing your program or your number. Somewhere in the RAM also it is storing, right? The place which it is storing, technically we call it as byte. Now, a storage place on the hard disk, which it is stored permanently, technically we call it as file. Now, to execute on the processor, somewhere it will keep here and execute, right? That place, technically we call it as register. Technically we call it as register. So only we say register is faster than byte, byte is faster than file. Now from today onwards, whenever any of the mentor utter the word byte, we are referring to what? RAM. Whenever we utter the term file, we are referring to what? Hard. This RAM also call it as primary memory. Primary memory, or you can also call it as main memory, because it is the one who is directly connected to your processor and processor is executing it. Fine. And this is hard disk is only called as secondary memory. Secondary memory. It is not directly connected to the processor. It is not responsible. I hope so far whatever we have discussed, is it clear to everyone? I know there was a slight disrupt, but I hope in understanding the concept, there is no issue in that. Everyone, I hope you have understood the entire concept. There is no problem, and I hope you are enjoying too. Let's get back to the concept. Fine to all, everyone. Now, what is saving? Everything which happens on your processor will first be there in the RAM. From RAM, it will go to the processor, and processor will execute. But RAM, there is a problem. It is a volatile device. Volatile means whatever stays in RAM will never stay as it is. For a fraction of millisecond, power gone, entire data on the RAM also vanish. For which whatever is there in the RAM, we have to keep in on the hard disk. And that is the reason we save it. And save it means getting from the RAM to the hard disk, and on the hard disk it stays permanently unless and until you delete it. But whatever is there in the hard disk, if you want that to execute, then it has to reach to the processor. Maybe one movie is saved, maybe one video is saved, right? That you want to play, you will click the play, loading will happen. That means that is coming to the RAM. From the RAM, once it is in the RAM is sending instruction very, very fast to the processor. Processor is executing without any problem, and you are getting the required result. Fine to all present in the class. So far so good. Now, please see very carefully. There is also something called as cache memory. Have you heard of this at least? Now, to make it has designed in such a way that whenever you are executing any application again and again, processor, what it will do is, hey, this instructions is coming to me again and again. It will store that details in your cache. Second time, if you are, if you want to execute the same instructions or same program or same application or same software, it will be very, very fast. Why? Because your processor will take that information directly from the cache memory, not from the RAM. Though RAM can also send very, very fast, but cache is faster than that because it is very close to your processor, closer than RAM. If some application you are opening again and again for multiple times, details of that entire application, your processor is very clever, will keep it in cache. And one more time, if you're requesting for the same application, it will directly need not to come to the RAM, and from the RAM it is taking the instruction. It is little lengthy. It will take from the cache directly. It will execute the things even more very, very faster. Fine to all? Yes or no? It is very close to the processor. It is faster than the RAM, and that will happen only if there is application which is executing for multiple times. Processor will keep in mind, hey, this guy is executing this particular application for so many times. Now let me keep it in my cache, because once again, if this guy requests, I need not to go to the RAM and take instruction from the RAM. I'll take from the cache and execute very, very fast, and I can finish my work or job even more faster. That brief idea, if you have got about the cache memory, that is more than sufficient. Is that clear to everyone? Yes. Now, tell me one thing. Whatever we have understood so far about hard disk, RAM, and processor, what exactly happens? No, you might have heard this term loading, saving, RAM, hard disk, but now I hope everyone got the clarity, because as a software developer, you should know the fundamentals. Many of the classmates here are completely novice who have no idea about it. Fine. Now I hope you have got complete idea. Now, everything, if it has to execute, it has to come to the RAM. So only the more is the speed of size of RAM, the speed is more. Why? Because if more is the size, so many applications can accompany in that RAM and can execute. If RAM size is very, very small, so many applications at a time, if you open, all of the application will come and sit in this RAM, and there is no space in the RAM. That is the reason your phone or your laptop will hang. It will slow down because RAM space is filled. That is the reason. The more is the size of RAM, the speed of your system is more. I hope now also you have understood, all present in the class. Yes or no? Great. Have you also heard of something called as SSD, solid state drive? It is the better version of hard disk. It is the better version of hard disk. Now hard disk use magnetic technology, but SSD use semiconductor technology only. But how it became non-volatile, even though it is using semiconductor technology? Because it also internally make use of the concept of flash memory. Now they have come up with the advanced latest technology where you can store the entire memory, entire whatever files you want permanently on your computer, and whenever you want to load, you can load faster also, because hard disk is little bit slow. Now if you want it to perform faster also, and if you want to store permanently also, the advanced technology, the enhanced version of hard disk came into picture. That is only called as solid state drive. Fine to all present in the class? Yes or no? Fine. Now, have you also heard? I hope you should be, see, as an engineer, you should follow the tech news. There is a shortage of semiconductor chips these days. There is no thing going on, right? Shortage of semiconductor chips, shortage of semiconductor chip. Because it is very, very costly by its nature. The nature is same, and it's very, very costly also. If it is shortage, then you cannot make mobile phones, you cannot make your what you call machines, laptop. Why it cannot make? Why semiconductor chips are important? Now I hope you have understood at least brief what exactly happens. Fine to all present in the class, guys. Now, SSD is costlier or hard disk is costlier? If someone wants to know the what you call wants to buy the laptop, you'll have an option. SSD you want or hard disk you want? They'll ask. What should your answer? SSD. Why costlier? Why SSD is costlier? Because behind the scene it also follows semiconductor, and semiconductor technology is cheap. Even today it is very, very costly. That is the reason it is costlier. Fine to all. But SSD and hard disk, which is fast, guys? Which is fast? Which is fast? SSD is fast. Now, I hope now everyone present in the class clear with these fundamentals. Clear with these fundamentals. Great. Can I proceed with one more technical discussion, guys? Can I proceed with one more technical discussion? Yeah. Great. Great. Thank you so much for this kind acknowledgement. Let's understand one more technical important discussion. Now, guys, your involvement, it's all the mentor's duty to make you fall in love with Java. It is a challenge in the next 15 days of time. Each and every one present in the class will be able to write 1000 lines of code without any problem, and you will be enjoying it. Is my challenge to everyone. Now, for which you have to listen to me very, very carefully. Now, can I proceed further, guys? Yeah, great. Great. Now, please see very carefully. This acknowledgement is very, very important. Anytime you can rewatch this session. Now, there is one term many CS students might answer it. Before we execute Java program, how Java program executes, first you should also know something about object file versus executable file. Executable file. That means .obj file versus .exe file. Fine. Now, what is the difference? I will tell you. At the end of the day, your RAM and processor understands what, guys? Zeros and ones. All of you agree? Great. Great. Now tell me, everyone present in the class, what is the difference? File means what? First of all, file means what? It is there in the hard disk or RAM or the processor. Hard disk. Great. Great. You will come back. Now, I'll come to that point. Tell me one thing. What is the difference? If you ask me, I will tell you the difference. Object file is a file in which code contains in machine level language, whereas executable file is a file in which. Have you understood the difference? I'll repeat the difference. Object file is a file in which code contains in machine level language, binary form. Executable file is also a file which where the code contains in binary form. Fine.
Yeah, there was some issue with the internet, Heather, but you repeated the same thing.
Okay. Anyway, I have just repeated. Now I hope you understood the difference, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just repeat it. Object file is a file in which code contains in machine level language, whereas executable file is a file in which code contains in machine level language. Understood? Do you want me to repeat again? Sir, both is the same. What is the difference? You're telling the same. The difference is object file is an incomplete file. Executable file is a complete file. Object file is an incomplete file. Executable file is a complete file. Now, what exactly is that, sir? Please explain us. We have understood what exactly it is. Now it's a time to understand that. Everyone in the class, mostly, at least most of you in the class at least know the C language. C in the sense, don't worry. I know you don't know about the C syntax. Have you seen that C code, that hash include? I know you don't know anything, need not to worry. I also don't want you to know something. At least have you heard it? Have you seen it at least? Answer is yes here. Now please see very carefully, guys. Everyone present the
Heather, there is again network issues.
okay.
Either your voice is lagging.
Let me just try to. Okay, let me just try to see here if I could. Allow me a minute of time, guys. Am I audible now? Is it fine?
Yeah, this is
Yes.
fine as of now.
Is it completely fine to everyone? Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
completely
Thank you.
fine. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And pardon, guys. Trust me, one point I would like to say. Some of you in the other class also knows this. We have completed 80 plus hours of lectures. This never happened, but internet something which is not in our hand. So, but still we are trying our best. I hope you will also understand. Fine. So can I proceed now, guys? If you just say, yeah, great, great. Now, who is the most important part to execute everything, guys? Who is the most important part? Processor. Fine. Also, we have RAM. Also, we have RAM. Also, we have RAM. And these two things are connected. They will execute entire thing. Everyone in the class knows it. Fine. Now, I'll come to that point. Whatever I have told, need not to worry. Now you'll understand, guys. This history everyone knows. Also, we have hard disk. Everyone knows about this also. Yeah, this is our hard disk. Fine. You will write program on the RAM. Everyone agrees? After writing the program, maybe I assume you have written program in C language. C language. You will save it. That will come onto the hard disk. Everyone agrees? This is there on the hard disk. C program, .c program. Maybe some addition program, some program is there. Now, please see very carefully, guys. Everyone, maximum focus. Okay, Vinay Kumar says engineering like diagrams, but it is very, very important. Whenever you save file about whatever program is there, that will be present on the hard disk. On the hard disk, wherever actual code you have written that is present, we also call that file as source file. What we call it as source file. Source file means it's a file where actual developer, whatever code we have written, when we save it, it will be there on the hard disk, and whatever is there on the hard disk where our actual code is present, that is only we call it as source file. Is this problem clear to everyone? Can I proceed further? Great, great. Now please tell me, if you want that to be executed, can our processor at the end of the day understands your high level language as it is? You will be giving to whom? Compiler. Compiler. Fine. All of you. Compiler will convert that into machine level language. 010101. Fine. Whatever compiler will convert, no, that wherever the code is present, compiled code of your C program is present, that file we call it as obj file or object file. Obj file or object file. Is that problem clear to everyone? Now, my dear friends, this file, see, I'll just repeat quickly. You have written my C program, ash include stdio, ash include conio.h, printf I have written. I want that to execute. I will save it. That file has gone to the hard disk. I call that file as source file. But I want that to be executed. I have to compile. The moment I compile it, it will generate one more file. That file is called as object file, where code is present in machine level language, but it is incomplete code. Why? Because in your entire life, whether you or me, whoever it is, we have never written our program completely. Sir, I have written, sir, whatever was there in the manual, as it is, I have written, copy pasted. Everything as it is, I have written. But you will say that, but you have never written. Why? Because the owner of C itself told, look, programmers, some of the operations you may have to perform very often, for which you need not to give the body. Whatever logic is written, we will write it. You just call the method and call. Maybe I want to print something on the console, for which some lines is required. That lines I have written inside the printf function. C is telling that. C owners is telling that whatever code is required to display on your console, I have written the code. As a developer, whenever you want to print, you need not to write the code and all. You need not to write the body. Just to call the function printf and tell, we will execute. Whatever code is required, we have written that. If you want to scan something, what logic is required, need not to write. Just to use the function. What body is required, you will see that. What is function and all, we will see if someone is completely novice. Fine. So whenever you have written the C program, have you ever written the body of printf scanf? Have you ever written? Have you ever seen? No, right? Those who don't know need not to worry. Just chill and enjoy the session. Those who know us at least. Fine. All of you. Now, whatever program you have written, it is an incomplete program. Whatever body is required, that is not at all there. Now, incomplete program you are compiling. Compiler will generate one file. Whatever code is that zeros and ones you have given, but that zeros and ones are also incomplete. So what C has told is, hey, look, programmers, whenever you download my programming language, you also download something called as library files, stdio.h library file, conio library file, math library file, all the library files you download. Now, have you remember, whenever you write your C program, at the top you used to mention ash include stdio. You are telling, hey, look, before you execute, some functions I have used here for which body I have not given. Go and collect the body from that stdio library. Go and collect the body from that math library. Go and collect the body from that conio library. At the top only used to mention ash include. You're telling, while executing, some functions I have used here for which body I have not written. It is there on those libraries. You go and collect it. Fine. Now, what exactly happens is, there is one system software called as linker, who will take this object file and whatever you have told, stdio, conio, math, whatever you have told, from there it will collect the library files. It will mix and it will generate one complete file. That complete file only we technically call it as .exe file, or we call it as executable file. That file, if through the one more system software called as loader, will be loaded onto the RAM. On the RAM, one image will be created that will be given to your processor, and processor used to give you the output. Fine. Now let me give you the quick debrief about all of these things. Fine. Now tell me, I have taken here C examples because some of you are on the chat were asking me, sir, tell me about object file, executable file. That is the reason I have just discussed this concept. Now please tell me one thing. Have you all seen the C program, right? C, and I'm telling syntax, you know, you don't know, forget about it. Have you please seen? Have you also seen their ash include studio, math, like all of that? Why? Because you have written there such a functions for which body you have not given. You have just used them. Whatever body is required, you have told that body is present in such and such library at the top. Hey, while executing ash, what? Include from where? From this math library. Include from where? From this, Conio library. So what exactly happens is whatever program you have written is an incomplete program. When you compile it, same program will be converted to zeros and ones. That program, that same which is converted to zeros and ones, we call it as an object file. That is incomplete. Why? Because whatever program you have written, that is also incomplete. Whatever it is compiling, that is also incomplete. To make it complete, at the top you have told ash include, right? There is behind the scene one linker is there. That linker will go to the conio, will take that body object file, whatever is there, it will mix up and it will generate one more file, which is a complete file. That complete file we call it as executable file. Fine. And then that will be going to the RAM through the concept of loader, and that used to be executed. Fine to all present in the class. Now, what used to happen? When you compile it, one error, you used to scroll to the RAM. What is this happening? Imagine what and all work behind the scene your computer is doing for you. Fine. Now I hope you have understood why all of these things you have written in your C program. Everyone. Now some of you are asking, sir, what is some of you are asking, sir, tell me in Java secret that is pending. You are going to enjoy so much, guys. Java, I'm telling you, we are going to do the post-mortem of Java. You will never see. There are many people in this class who are part of my other batch also. They have migrated by paying extra to this batch. Why they have migrated? Because they love what we are going to do to them. After attending 80 to 100 hours of our lectures, they felt they want to love everything and they got migrated. Fine, everyone. So one thing is for sure, you are in such a batch where post-mortem of every concept will happen and you are going to understand thoroughly, and we are going to kill it in Java. Fine, all of you. Now, I hope you have got the fundamentals. Tell me one thing. In Java, do we have this exe file and all? I'll come to that file. In Java, we have something called bytecodes, class file, source file. I'll come to that. Java is a secret. But see, in general, how program executes, I hope you have understood. Fine to all? Yes. Now, what is object file? Object file is a file where code contains in machine level language. Executable file is a file where code contains in machine level language. But executable file is a complete file, and object file is not complete because you have never written the program. Now tell me everything. Thank you so much for all this appreciation, guys. I hope you are also enjoying. I appreciate these efforts and comments, and I'm promising you will understand in future classes also in a different way. We are going to do it in a different way. See, we are going to cover in all the concept, why it is there, what exactly it is, how, where we are going to use all these parameters. We are going to teach you, and we do not have any prerequisites. Fine, guys. So what exactly happens? Let me just redraw the entire diagram for some of you. Oh my goodness, the eraser is not working. Okay. Yeah. Sir, stack and heap memory. Hardik, stack and heap memory we are going to discuss in Java. Guys, every program in Java we are going to discuss in memory level. I will do the operation of heap memory. I will do the operation of stack. Every data areas with JVM will allocate. Those who know the Java, they're asking. For others, need not to worry. A C program memory I'm going. Do you think Java will live like this only? No chance. Okay. Let me just write once again, guys. This is my hard disk. You'll give it to whom? Compiler. Now C compiler will convert that into machine level language, guys. Right? And that machine level language, is it complete or incomplete? Is it complete or incomplete? Incomplete. What is its file? Also call it as OBJ file or object file. Fine. Now to make it complete, library files are there. It will take the body from there. It will take this object file and it will mix it up through one concept called as linker. Linker will generate that executable file. Linker will generate that executable file. Fine. Now that executable file can be loaded onto the RAM and that can be executed. In some of the cases, these two files can be linked together and work as same. We have something called as linking loader. It will only link. It will only load onto the RAM. All the work it will do, and that is only called as linking loader. Now, if you have understood, guys, library file, whatever code is there, is it in the binary form or high level form? Binary. Because after this, is there anything compilation happening here after this? Any compilation happening? No, right? That means it is in binary form only. Fine. Now that will be given. Great. Now I hope you are able to understand what exactly happens. Now I hope you understand why many of the intellectuals says the work of transistors, semiconductor technologies, RAM, processor, what exactly happens. I hope everyone are equal. Dot has that is library file. Yeah. Fine. Great to all. Great. So what have we understood in today's class? We have understood how programming came, machine level language, compiler, assembler, right? We have understood why it is needed, why we have to compile, why our RAM and processor understands only zeros and ones. That you have understood. Then we have seen about RAM, hard disk, cache, how exactly it works, what is loading, what is saving, all that you have understood. And then we have understood about object file and executable file. Now we have not even got into Java, guys. We will get into Java, what Java follows, what are the features are there in Java, all that we are going to discuss. Need not to worry, that too in depth we are going to understand. Fine. Great. Sir, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? We are going to discuss, guys. Java is both compiled and interpreted. We are going to discuss that. We will not leave you anything, guys. No concept will be left out. It's not easy, 100 hours, right? So much we have to discuss. And I hope everyone fundamentals, I mean, those who know the concept parallel, because many novices are there, we have to take care of them. We have just discussed. If you know this already, good. You'll understand more in future classes. But if you don't know, I hope you have enjoyed thoroughly the entire technical discussion which we had in today's class. Fine, guys. Yeah. So now we have to understand some of the important features of Java, which we will be seeing again in the next class, and we shall be discussing continuously. And I hope it's already 10 o'clock and we will have time for Q&A. If I start a technical discussion, I need 1 more hour. If it took today only, it may go up to 11 o'clock. Can we do it in the next class, guys? If you have understood, some of you are telling teach for I can teach, but still. Tomorrow can we? Yeah. So whatever, see, so far, whatever we have discussed, I hope everyone understood that, no problem. Are you all feeling energetic to attend more classes? Yeah. It's our responsibility to make Java. See, it's not one, it's about the experience also. This is 36th batch of Java I'm taking, and multiple doubts which students ask to me. I have trained the corporate professionals, whatever doubts they ask. It's a mixture of well-structured code which is needed. Fine. And I'm going to put everything here, and we are going to put our heart and soul out to make sure that things are clear to you. I know, I acknowledge the concepts so far are very, very less. We have discussed 2 days got over, 2 days holidays, less concept. If this way we progress, can we end the Java? We will, guys. Once we start the pace, 3 hours, when it will get over, it's our promise, you will not even get to know. When the 3 hours is getting over, you will not even feel In the glance of time, 3 hours will be over and you will be seeing it's 10:30 already. That's how the interactive sessions is going to be, and sir promise. And don't trust me, attain the concept for next 5 to 10 days. 10 days of lecturing you attend, by default you will understand everything. Fine guys? Yeah. Okay guys, thank you for all these comments and appreciations. I really liked it and it motivates me to do well, and we will be again meeting, and let's take some questions. If you have, please ask the questions in Q&A and we shall be answering all of those questions. And I'll do one thing. If you have any questions, Nitin sir, are you available?
Yes, Haidar, I'm there. I'm there here. I will address this Q&A.
Yeah, please, if you could answer some of the Q&A, it will be good. I have just made you the host.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And guys, you can connect all of us, guys. My LinkedIn profile is Haider Abbas, and Nitin sir is Nitin M. So yeah, you can connect us on LinkedIn. Technical discussion for today is ended, guys. Initially it is very less, guys. Once we progress, 3 hours of pure technical discussions will happen. And once we start that, you'll love it and you'll pass the time like anything, and we are going to cover maximum concept within 3 years. I know initially we are just covering very short pattern. Once we start, no one will stop us. LinkedIn profile is Haider Abbas for myself and Nitin M for Nitin sir. You can follow us there and connect us there. Fine. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, please ask in Q&A and we shall be answering it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Semiconductor, need not to worry, Neelam. You just understand that semiconductor means behind the scenes it uses transistors, and transistor understands zeros and ones. That means if a device is semiconductor, it will understand zeros and ones. One point. Second point is that such devices are very, very fast. If two things are clear, more than sufficient. And this video will be available, guys. You can rewatch anytime if you are feeling any issues. Thank you so much. Over to you, Nitin sir.
Thank you, Haidar. Guys, just acknowledge me. Is my voice audible to everyone? Just acknowledge me once. Is my voice audible to everyone? I would be addressing up all your Q&A questions, guys. Feel free to post all your Q&A questions. Technical discussion is completely ended. Feel free to post all your Q&A questions. All the Q&A questions, one by one, I will take it up and I will address it. Is that fine to all of you? Just thumbs up on the screen or just some acknowledgement. Yeah, great. That's great. Fine. Okay. I would just be taking up the questions, guys. And this Q&A question points, whatever I type, everything I would be just sharing it with you people. If just acknowledge me once. Is my screen visible to all of you? Just a quick acknowledgement. Is my screen visible? Yeah, great. Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Just one. Just a second. All your Q&A, I will take it up. But one thing I have, I mean, when I start to speak, I just have an expectation here. Q&A means please post your questions only in Q&A. Use your chat only for replying as yes, no. Okay. And don't post your questions in chat, because so many people keep typing up. It would be very difficult for me to see up the questions in the chat. Any question, post it up in Q&A. I will answer to it. Fine. Okay.
Also, guys, one by one we will answer. Need not to ask it once again. And also, if something is left out, tomorrow class is also there. And Saturday also we are going to have a doubt clearing session for 2 hours. There also you can ask any questions if something is left out. But we'll make sure that your questions will be addressed.
Okay. Very good question. The student name I would not mention. He has asked, is the font okay, guys? Whatever I have, used there. Just a quick acknowledgement. One student is asking, the question is, after compilation, once you compile the code, why that code is incomplete? I would just be asking you this question. How many of you would say whatever code I write would always be a perfect code with 0 errors? Just can I get an acknowledgement? How many of you would say the code, whatever I write, would always be perfect. No guarantee on that. You people only just say now to this question, if code is not perfect every time, if a complete file is getting generated, will there be any use in it? I just want a quick acknowledgement from your end. No, that is the reason this code is incomplete. Why? Because of time complexity. Guys, this word is a technical word. You will understand gradually once the course moves on. Fine? Yeah. Don't worry on this word. This word meaning you will understand. Okay. One student has asked, okay, can you discuss assembler and compiler? Okay. Just a quick point, I will write it up. Assembler. It is a software which is used to convert. All of you, can you people type there for what purpose it is used? Assembly level language to machine level language. Am I correct there, guys? One more student is asking, what is compiler? It is a software which is used to convert high level language, means symbols, to machine level language. I hope I am clear with that point, Devrat. Okay. Sir, do processor have a memory? One more question. Okay. I just want you people to read this question and just acknowledge me. Do processor have a memory? How can it be recognized? Repeated command take from cache. Sir, please listen to this. This question, normally a student will have a doubt. This question, MK Srinivas, if you are there in the session, just type as S in the chat. If not, also I would just continue. Please understand. Cache data would be recognized by the software. Okay. We cannot recognize that. We cannot recognize that. That would be recognized by the software. And which software? OS or your software, basically, or in our case, it was C. Either took the example of C and he spoke, or Java. Fine. We don't have any control over that, MK Srinivas. Are you there with me? Yeah. How can it recognize repeated? We don't have a control over that. Attend Java part. Maybe either will take up the discussion on JDK architecture. There he will clearly mention how JDK software uses up this cache memory data. Clearly he will talk. Okay, fine. Okay. Guys, please don't type yes, no in the Q&A, guys, because after seeing up that, it becomes quite complex for me to just type yes, yes, and then continue. Okay. Guys, one student has told my voice is not audible. Please check the internet connection, sir. Is my voice audible to everyone? Voice is clearly audible, right? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Could you please explain semiconductor thing once again? Okay. Neelam, if you are there in the chat, I just want a quick reply from your end. Just a second, guys. I would like to just create a new folder. What is the date today, guys? Could you please just tell me? 6, right? Cool, cool, cool. I hope all of you are there in the flow. I would just be talking on the semiconductor. Could you please explain semiconductor thing? That was a bit confusing. Okay, just a minute. Simple, sir. Semiconductor. It is a device, or it is a technology made up of diodes, which can understand only zeros and ones. That's it, sir. All okay, guys? Are you people okay with the diagram? I mean, with the format I am following? Are you people comfortable? I'm just answering up all your questions there. That's it. No explanation. And no need to worry, this notes, whatever I am typing, all that will be shared to you in the form of PDF at the end of the session. Cool.
Guys, each session's notes also will be shared with you with some time. Every week the notes will be uploaded, so need not to worry. If you are taking running notes, it's good for you. It will be a good practice. It will give you a confidence and what you call one kind of discipline, but it is not mandatory because we are only going to give you the interview question and answers, and notes will be shared with you. In fact, the Q&A and doubt clearing sessions also will be given to you. Whatever questions like Nitin sir is writing, right? Nitin sir will share this entire file with you.
Okay. Rishita, if you don't have any doubt, you can leave. Again, guys, just a quick acknowledgement from, I just want a quick acknowledgement from your end. If you don't have any doubts, you can just leave the session. I am addressing up the questions which has been asked in Q&A. It means that they have a doubt. Again, I am repeating, if you don't have any doubts, you can leave the session. I am addressing up the questions which has been popped up in Q&A part. Fine, is that okay? A quick acknowledgement. Thank you guys. Okay. Could we discuss about internet and networking part? Anonymous attendee, that will be discussed at the right time. Now we cannot speak on that because it is just a basic foundation we are laying out to understand Java part. One more question by Ritik. A very good question actually this is. Guys, I just want all of you to read this question. Okay. What is the question? He is saying, sir, why are we writing the program on RAM if by the end we have to save it on hard disk? Okay. Sir, RAM, volatile data, and it is fast in execution. Okay. Now, hard disk data, non-volatile, and it is slow in execution. And now you tell me, where should the data be? Now you tell, where should the data be? Because it should be given to CPU for execution. If it has to be given to CPU for execution, obviously it should be on the RAM. Yes, RAM. If you tell, no, I don't want the instruction to be executed from CPU, that is when you will tell, hey, I'm going to save it. Save means you are keeping the data on the hard disk. Cool. Fine. Okay. Manikantan is telling, I expect the same energy until the last day of the class. Sir, for us, this is not the first batch. Me and Agar put together, we have trained at least 15,000 plus students in offline mode as well as in online mode. So for us, you ask us to teach Java throughout the day, 24/7, we will teach it. Not a great deal for us. Damn, it is second session actually. Okay. Just a second. Haidar, if you are there, just Haidar, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Haidar, go that iNeuron portal. You just go and show them how the videos will be uploaded, how the recordings we have to play, because I can see so many questions in Q&A regarding that. If I can
guys,
to you, you can just use it up.
Yeah, yeah, guys. One point there which I would like to mention is that whenever we have a class within 24 hours, your video will be uploaded because it will take time for some rendering. It's not possible that immediately that can be happen because 10:30 it will be there. Then from Zoom, we have to take it, then render it and put it in the portal. So once you log into the dashboard, you can go to My Courses. The moment you go to My Courses, software installation, HTML, CSS is there. Likewise, there is something called as live class recording. Topic and date will be mentioned. If you click, the video will be available. Since we have not added any videos, you'll not get to know. But once it is added, this video, right, tomorrow's class, I will show you how to access it, because today's video will be uploaded with the topic, date, everything. And tomorrow at the beginning of the class, I will show you how to see this so that you can continue with that. I hope that is clear to everyone, guys.
I just want a quick acknowledgement from your end for this, because I'm seeing up so many questions with respect to the same part, where to access the video, where is the node, I mean the files, What about assignments? Sir, everything. We will show it, sir. We will show it. Either will guide you regarding all that. By going to the portal, connecting it, all that he will show. Don't worry. Is that fine, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Just one recap. Vikas Raj, I just want an acknowledgement from your end. One recap about executable file and object file. Okay. So .obj file. It is a incomplete file with instructions in machine level language only. .exe file. It is a complete file with instructions in machine level language which can be executed by CPU. Because Raj, if you are there in the session in a chat, I just want a quick reply that what is this I have typed. I hope you people can read it up. Guys, are you okay with the points, whatever I'm giving? The points, this is self-explanatory points, guys, self-explanatory point. You need not to type, sir. You need not to write, not required. This file will be given to you people. Okay. Okay. What is register? That's a good question. Fine. Register is a small storage unit on CPU. Inside register, CPU uses frequent instructions for quick execution. Okay. Guys, is this point okay? I don't know the name of the student because it's an anonymous attendee. Yeah. One more question, Paritosh Kumar, he is asking this question. I would just like to type there. Sir, what is, sir, byte is exactly what? Is it a memory space on the RAM or what? Guys, one simple storage medium, I am giving it to you people. Just see there. First, file. It means that it is there on the hard disk. Quick acknowledgement for this. You have seen the diagram what Haider has wrote. Haider told I am keeping a file. File means it is there on the hard disk. Now, guys, byte. It is there on the RAM. I just want a quick acknowledgement. Yeah. Now I will tell register. Quickly tell me, sir, register means where it is. I have by referring to the previous question. I just want an answer. Very good, very good, very good. I hope even at 10:05 p.m. IST, you people are replying to me. I'm very glad to see such type of audience. Good. It is there on CPU or microprocessor. Okay, great. Sir, what is register? Actually, I have answered. Anonymous attendee. When will the mock interview start? Sir, we will complete few basic core Java concepts. Then we will start, sir. And let me see how many of them will attend. What is register? I have answered. But if library files are binary, then how can we see their code like if they are normal files? Sir, binary library files. Library files refers to instructions in machine level language. These files are linked during execution. Is that okay, sir? In C and C++, we have library files. But in Java, we have, sir, what we have, Haider will tell, because if I write that suspense will not be there of that greater depth. Okay. What is register? Swapnil, don't worry, we will talk on that. Okay. Okay. Akash, we will decide that and we will let, we will let us know why, because continuation topic is what I want either to take it up, and we will let you know regarding that. This is a wonderful question. I want all the audience to see this question, guys. Please read it, all of you. When the file is loaded from hard disk to RAM, does it stores in byte? Yes, because that process of loading is taken care by CPU. Because sorry, not taken care by CPU, taken care by OS, because CPU understands only MLL. How many of you got the point, sir? How many of you got this point? I just want a quick acknowledgement if you have got this point correctly. Yeah, got it? Yeah. Great, great. I hope you are getting to know what I am typing, what I am talking. All of you, are you happy with the flow? Yes. One question, OS. OS means operating system. Mohammed Kaif, just a second. I will see the question here. There are so many questions. Tell me, sir, quickly. You type the question here only, sir, in the chat. I will see to it. A roadmap for learning Java. Okay, good. This question is asked by Deepak Singh. Sir, Java, first you should learn JSC. That is your core Java. Okay. Later on, you have to learn JEE. Sir, for this is advanced Java. But for advanced Java, there are prerequisites. One is HTML, CSS, basics of JavaScript, followed by database knowledge, either MySQL or Oracle. Okay. Anonymous attendee, you are perfectly correct. Okay. Fine. Reading material, yes. One question from Rututeja. Sir, if I open one application every day, guys, I want all of you to read this question. I want all of you to read this question, guys. This is little bit practically one student has, he has thought and he is asking. I want all of you to read this question. If I open one application every day, but my laptop was on and off, so that time processor, what will use, cache or RAM to open the application? Always see, I will write it, sir. I will write it. No. See. Switched off means OS shutting down. Memory will be cleaned. Okay. See, switched off completely. Laptop switched off. Please see, sir.
1 second, sir. Yeah, I'm just leaving because I have to just travel back home. But guys, if some questions are pending, need not to worry. We have a doubt clearing sessions also, which happens every Wednesday and Saturday. We will be answering it. Please note it down. And apart from that, we are answering how much ever is possible. Some repeated questions are there. And general questions are video will be available within 24 hours. Notes, interview questions will be uploaded every week. Whatever has been covered, we will try to upload in the same day. But if missed out within a week, it will be uploaded. HTML, CSS also will be uploaded. And now whatever questions are being answered, you can see to this very carefully, so that you can understand. Sometimes you'll understand the things, but in the Q&A session, you'll understand more. So there is no harm in attending it. You can attend until we cover. By chance, if your question is missed, need not to worry, need not to panic. We are there with you. It's just a start to get adjusted to our entire environment. It may take 1 week of time, and we are good to go. All right, guys. So can we have you understood all of this? And tomorrow at the start, I'll also discuss the roadmap of the entire course, how we are going to teach, what we are going to teach first. Fine. So if you all the questions for the remaining some time, Nitin sir will be taken care. And if something is missed out, need not to worry. We shall be discussing in the doubt clearing session and also in the tomorrow's Q&A. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Over to you, Nitin sir. Sorry for
Thank
the
you.
disturbance.
No problem, Haider. Okay. Guys, I just want a quick acknowledgement from your end. I hope this point is clear. Okay. Mohammed Kaif, just a minute, sir. Just a minute. I will take your question. Now observe, sir. Logged off. Sir, can you please tell me what is the difference between switched off and logged off? In your OS, you have that option, right? In OS, you have that option. Yes, sir. Log off, sleep, maybe sleep mode, I would say. Because these words are common. Please tell me, sir, sleeped off means, are you shutting down the OS? I want a quick reply. Please tell me, sir, when you tell you're not shutting down the OS, it means that memory won't be cleaned. Memory won't be cleaned means, obviously, data will be there on RAM as well as on cache. Am I correct, guys? Am I correct? Just normal basic thinking. Yeah, great. Fine. Okay. Aritra, difference between SSD and HDD, not that required, so I will not take up. This is a hardware related question. Does compiler resemble assembler completely? No. Dharma, no. No. Okay. One more question from an audience. Guys, just a reply. Now we are using only compiler, right, instead of assembler? Yes, because we use high-level language to write instructions to CPU. How many of you would acknowledge me for this question? I mean, the answer, whatever I gave, I just want a quick acknowledgement. Yeah, great. Okay. Guys, many of them are asking up the same question. I am just clicking it. What is register? What is CPU? All that. Fine. Okay. Okay. Guys, again, I'm telling, use your chat for replying. Don't use Q&A. I'm seeing a replying Q&A telling that yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes, you can leave. No problem, Praveen. It happens. We are all human beings. So it happens. The mistake is common. But same mistake again, don't do it. Anonymous attendee, we will upload aptitude and logical videos also. Haider will take care of this. Don't worry. No need to refer to any YouTube channels. One more wonderful question from Bhattacharya. Please see, sir, look at this question. Is linker available in Java also? Yes. Do wait till JDK architecture. Sir, there I will give the answer, or Haider will talk on that. Fine. Okay. HP, my voice is audible either. Maybe some internet issues are, that's it. Okay. Oh my God. One student has asked me this question. Please see, sir. We are speaking on core Java, but his focus was on this. Good. Okay, I will answer. Sir, I by myself is expert in these domains. Okay, sir, anonymous attendee. Guys, again, if you want to enjoy these many hours and these many hours, make sure your core Java should be relatively very strong. Otherwise, your life will be tough in Java. And I would tell you, it becomes very easy if you attend Naveen sir session or my session or either session. It will always be the same. The delivery style will never change. It will always be the same. Okay. Hope so you people are getting up that confidence. I just want a acknowledgement from your end. Are you people getting up that confidence that yes, if we attend up these sessions, we can easily learn Java? Yeah, that then you can pat your back and say you're in the right place. Cool, cool, cool. Rakshit, don't worry. The assignments of the weekend will be told in the next class, in the tomorrow's class. One student is telling you people remembered our BTech life. Good, good. One more question from the audience. Paritosh Kumar, he is. Look at this question. Sir, when we download C language, what all we get? Do we get compiler, linker, loader, everything? Yes. We get all as one .exe file. Okay. Nishant, what is your question? I didn't get your question. There are so many questions, guys. I'm just seeing one more. Please, this is one more question. I'm seeing it up. Difference between HDD and SDD. Not required to know the architecture. Not required. Why? Because it is irrelevant for a software engineer. Okay. Okay. In how many days Java language can be learned? You can learn it up in another 2 months max. You can learn it. Okay. Arif Khan, one simple. I mean, just see his question, guys. I'm just curious about cache memory. Okay. Is it present in microprocessor or is it a separate memory? It's not related to our course. I'm just curious about that. Memory, I mean cache memory, available inside CPU only for faster execution. And its size is in MB. Very limited. Nishant Kumar, I didn't saw your question. Could you please ask there in the chat? Because I don't know where your question is and you are eagerly waiting for me to reply to your question. Okay. Money content, it will be solved, sir. Don't worry. If you don't have any question, please leave. Okay. Ankit Kumar, it is not possible. Ankit Kumar is asking one question. Sir, look his question. Ankit, not required. Again, I told na. Please see your difference between SSD. Please see here what I have wrote here. Not required. Not possible. We need to first save. Only then OS will load that file. And keeps it in RAM for execution. Is that okay, sir? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for execution. So many questions you people are typing there. Okay. I'm not from CS background. Please don't ask that anyone knows C++. No, not required, sir. Not required. No need to have any programming knowledge. Not required. What is an image file? Sir, we will talk on this image file in the later half. We will speak on that. Sir, how exactly assembly level language instruction look? Okay, sir. If you want, maybe this question you are asking because you are not from that background. Sir, something like this, it will be, sir, add AX comma BX, move to CX comma #5, something like this, Arvind. Okay. Fine. Francis, don't worry. My notes also I will upload it, or else I will send it now only. Don't worry, sir. Okay. Fine. Sir, because the cookies we will teach when we deal with web applications, not now. Okay. Guys, I have taken up all your question. Mohammed Kaif, where is your question, sir? Because you have typed so many questions, sir. Mohammed Kaif, are you there in the session? Because I'm not able to see your question. Okay. Rajani NN, what is your question, sir? Because I cannot see your question there. Ammanur Rahman, no, sir. Videos when you are watching, no need to write down the notes. Notes will be provided. Sir, please send it to Mohammed Kaif again. Process of linker and okay. Yes, one student has asked me with respect to browser. Yes, sir, it is there in the cache for that reason. Okay, please see, sir, here. Okay. What is this, sir? I'm using JDK 19 and latest version Eclipse, but I'm creating a Java project and run high say error. Then I connect my dashboard support. Okay. 1 second, sir. JDK 19, if you are using, then Eclipse should support. Okay, sir. Latest Eclipse would support only JDK 17 versions. Mohammed Kaif, okay? That is the reason best LTS version we call, that is latest stable version. Use JDK 8 or JDK 11. Okay, na sir? Ankita, don't worry. He has tried to install one software. In that software, he is getting up that bug. For that reason, I am talking. Okay, fine. Just a second, sir. Yes, administrator, you can use, sir. You can use. No problem, no problem, no problem. We would always prefer working up with JDK 8. Okay. What does actually operating system, and it is also semic? How do we know that we are writing code in RAM? All this no need to know, yeah. All this not required. Okay. Fine. Sir, we directly code on this question I have answered. Mohammed Kaif, attend our Java session here. We will teach that what is the difference and all. Now, if I try to talk, it will actually be deviating the discussion. Attend our session. Either will teach what is J, what is D, what is K, what these numbers are, all that. Ankit Kumar, no need to worry here. If you have a version, if you are using up your Eclipse as well as your JDK of any version, if it is smoothly running, no need to worry, it will work. Because it is latest version, it is creating up a problem. Okay, Souvik, good to see you. Are my previous batch student. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bhattacharya, after completing up our core Java session, you need to take up few dumps and solve few simulatory exams. Then you can take up for OCJP. Okay. Sir, in hibernate mode, does the machine completely goes off? No, sir. No, it won't go off. Rajani, and you type your question, ma'am. I will. I mean, you type your question. I didn't saw your question because there are so many things which are there here. all three switch and teach different topics, or throughout we will have either, sir. Sir, we will switch around in a round robin fashion and then we will teach. Okay. I want to understand linker and loader. Okay, please see here. See, sir. I will tell difference between linker and loader. Shall I start? Linker. It is a software which is used to link .obj files with library files, and it also makes the .obj files executable, means .exe files. Rajani N, I want a quick acknowledgement from your end regarding this point, what I wrote. Okay, what is loader? It is a software which loads our .exe files into RAM for execution, means CPU. Rajani N, can I get an acknowledgement there? What exactly is it? Thank you. Any other problems? Guys, there are so many students, and for I am answering it up. Yeah. Please. Those who don't have any doubt, you people can leave the session. Guys, I hope I have answered almost all your questions. Still, if you have any other question, feel free. One more. Rajita, what is that question? Can you please type there? Because I have answered many. Data is transferred. Okay. Rajita, okay. Please, I just want to see here. Sir, data is transferred from RAM to processor through bus. Where does the change takes place from byte to MLL as processor understands from? See. Simple. From hard disk, data gets converted to, hard disk files are present. Correct? Rajita, I just want to reply yes, no in the chat. Files are present. User will say to execute or to run one video file. Okay, just double click. Anam, SSD is not required here. That is the reason I am not telling it. Fine. User will say run to run one video file. Now OS will come into picture for loading the files from hard disk to RAM for execution. Correct? Ranjita, just acknowledge, just tell me yes, no. OS will convert the given code, the given file into .exe file during loading. And it will be passed and it will be sent in the bus for execution. Okay. Thank you. Is this fine? Yeah. The role is of the OS. Guys, I have answered almost all of your questions, guys. Still, there are few more questions. I would certainly take it up. But keep all your questions. In our tomorrow's class, I would just be taking up all your questions. and I will address. Yeah. Nidal, that either will talk. Why? Because I cannot speak on that, because what is the plan he has made, I really don't know. So once Haider comes back, I mean, Haider will tell you what is the session tomorrow. Maybe it is because for Git and GitHub, I need 2 sessions. And if there is a gap, it will become tough for me to convince you people. Anand CT, that storage space is to make sure the data will never be lost. Okay, data will never be lost. We know the data from hard disk. I mean, the data, the time, whatever we take to go get the data from hard disk to RAM, we know it is slow. But unfortunately, the arc is, I mean, the demand is such that we want such a mechanism where we want the data to be stored permanently also, and we want the data to be executed fastly also. For that reason only, we have 2 different mechanisms. Right? Just a quick acknowledgement from your end, guys. Just a quick acknowledgement from your end. Those who are listening to me, just acknowledge me. Gautami, again I am telling, SSD not required for us. SSD is not required for us. SSD is a special technique which has been evolved in nowadays to make sure the smooth flow of the execution to be faster. That's it. We don't deal with the architecture there. Okay. Faridi, the CPU executions, CPU will start to execute, right? When CPU wants to execute, its internal architecture is such that it need not want to go to RAM for fetching up. It is internally available. It is simple. You are going for an exam hall. Okay. When you are going for an exam hall, tell me, looking at the question you want to answer, tell me from where you will answer. In the exam hall, I am asking. From your mind, you will start to answer the questions, correct, right? I hope, yeah. Will you open up one book and will you start to answer it? No. Opening up a book and answering means it is stored there. That is your hard disk. Okay. You are writing something on your hand and then looking at that and you are copying. That is your RAM. But when you are writing it up, everything, if it is there in the brain, that is only cache. And for majority of us, the cache data is very minimal because we cannot remember everything in our brain. I hope the analogy, whatever I am giving, is syncing up to all of you. Yes. Yeah. Okay, guys, then. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Fine, guys, then. Resources allocation, all that, I mean to say, checking to the portal, how to get the internship, how to see the resources, all that Haider will take because he has the complete grip of that portal where you actually get the drive link, all that. So he will discuss tomorrow also. You keep all your questions in your brain and come back. I will be answering up all your Q&A questions. Till then, I would just like to say thank you to all. I hope you have enjoyed my Q&A discussion also. How many of you have enjoyed it, guys? Just a quick tap on the screen or just tell something and maybe I would just be ending up my session here. Fine. Okay. 1 second. Just okay. Guys, if you want, I would just be giving up the notes in the chat only. You can take it up from there. Because it would be, I mean, I know you people have to wait for a long time to get that notes, but my Q&A notes I have just uploaded. Guys, just a tap on the screen. Have you got that file which I have uploaded just now in the chat screen? Yes, you can download that. Don't worry, it doesn't mean that it will not be available in the resource section. I will also convert this into PDF and I will keep there, but for a quick caching thing, I have just given it. Okay, is that fine? Okay, guys, then good night all. I hope you have enjoyed. Fine. Let's all meet in our next session tomorrow. Get ready, revise the concepts and get back. Till then, I would like to say thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you all.